All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Dat Wrasslin Podcast, episode 26. I'm here with Soulamazin, Benjamin Rivers, and the computer known as Kill Switch.
What's going on, guys?
If the power comes back on for Streetkilln, he'll join in the party. But as it stands right now, it's just going to be us three, and you know how it goes. But we understand. So, last minute, kind of changed. So we're going to jump right into things and cover Summerslam. What'd you guys think of Summerslam? I enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better pay-per-views this year.
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely not great. I mean, as far as WWE pay-per-views, it's definitely, one of the better ones this year.
It's a step in a good direction.
That's right.
For the rest of the year.
So the whole thing kicked off on the pre-show with Rusev and Lana versus Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. This was a pretty good match. I don't really care for mixed tag matches. As a matter of fact, I pretty much hate them just because of how cringy they usually end up being. Street was very adamant that he wanted Zelina Vega to beat Lana and to get the pin, and that's exactly what happened. And as far as, pretty much outcomes, this is pretty much what everybody expected to happen because they're definitely positioning Almas in some sort of a major heel role, possibly in a title capacity in the coming. I would say he's probably going to challenge for the U.S. title soon. Sooner rather than later. And the whole match definitely led to a closer or a widening of the fracture between Rusev and Aiden English. So it did storytelling. It was a decent match. It did, plenty of good stuff in my opinion. But at the same time, it was just a kickoff show and was kind of dull at the same time.
Agreed. I was definitely happy with the results myself. I want to see. I definitely see a future for Zelina and Andrade. Like you said, I can definitely see him going for the United States title soon. Would it be against Shinsuke though, or would it be later?
I wouldn't want. I don't think that would be necessarily a good matchup. Him versus Shinsuke. Just because they're two heels for one, and that just doesn't seem to. I don't think I'd like that. I just don't. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe more of like a face type character taking the title from Shinsuke, and then Andrade would be the next contender.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I wouldn't mind seeing Zelina Vega getting thrown into the women's title picture because right now, well, not right now because it's actually things are good right now for the women's division on Smackdown, but that river runs dry real fast, so I wouldn't mind seeing Zelina.
What do you think of Lana's in-ring performance?
She's better than she once was, but I don't know. I always see her as basically being pretty average. I don't see her becoming a Charlotte or Becky or Sasha Banks,
Yeah, and just have amazing athletes and that's all you have, or, we'd be watching the UFC. It's kind of, you got to have dynamics. You got to have some out of shape people. You got to have your Kevin Owens,
your Lanas and your Carmelas.
Yeah, your eye candy. Not necessarily, technically true now, but it's the closest thing. It's the closest thing we have right now to divas. So I mean, it's I guess hearkening to the past, and now the diva is more of a heel type character as opposed to the standard of what women in wrestling are. So I mean, it's better in that aspect that you still have that for those fans who are obviously going to want to watch wrestling for the purdy girls. But
definitely.
So it does check that box off for them, so to speak. But anybody else have anything to add, Ben? Do you have anything to say about this match?
Nope. No, because you know exactly I didn't watch
it.
Yeah,
that's right. So the next match was the Cruiserweight Championship match. Cedric Alexander, Drew Gulak. I'll be honest, I was like, I think I went to go get my pizza during this match, and I just kind of followed it in my ear because you shouldn't watch TV and drive. So I was listening. I didn't really get a good feel for the actual in-ring performances here, but as far as what I can speak on, I do think probably the right decision, keeping Cedric Alexander with the belt. Street did point out that just about everybody that holds the Cruiserweight Championship seems to hold it forever. And that's kind of a bane because it takes away from, I guess, the excitement in that division, especially when it's the only title in the whole show. So I can see that. Drew Gulak I don't think his little revival of his character has went so well. I'm just not a fan of 205 Live right now, and I can't really speak on how the dynamics are going and how the story was told because I don't know the story. So
I don't follow it anymore. I barely paid attention to this match. I looked back and forth, and I don't know. I feel like it probably was a good match. I mean, these guys, especially Cedric Alexander, are great in-ring performers. I really enjoyed the when Cedric Alexander defended the title against how do you say his name?
Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that match was awesome.
Yeah.
But this one being Drew Gulak, I was kind of like, I'm just not gonna pay attention. Like, I mean, he's not the worst, but he's not high flying, entertaining like those guys. So I didn't really pay attention to it either. But you're right about whoever holds the title holds it forever. Neville had it for a year or two, and then Akira won it from him, and then Neville just won it right back, and then Enzo had it up until his release.
Yeah, true.
I can almost bet if Enzo was still around, he would still be a champion.
Yeah, probably.
I thought about starting to get back into 205 Live and watching it again, even if it was like a play it in the background type thing, but I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I think it's just laziness on my part for that. You know, I could, but you know, it's like, I got a lot of wrestling on my plate already.
When I watch Smackdown, I see, you know, they do the previews for the show and stuff coming up, and it's never anything that excites me. Like it don't get me like, oh yeah, I want to tune in and see that. It's like random matchups. Like I don't know, maybe if I started watching it, I don't know if they have good storylines. When I was watching it, they didn't have no storylines. It was just random match after match.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's changed or not, but it don't seem like it based on the previews for the shows.
This is true. So the next match here was the Revival versus the B-Team. Bleacher Report starts off their part with the Revival was once considered the best tag team in professional wrestling. By who?
Agreed.
I'm sorry. By Ben Rivers. There is a big fan base for the Revival, but you know they're mostly in like Arkansas and Texas and Australia. So you know that's just the way it is.
All the places that don't matter.
They're talented guys. Hey. They're talented guys.
They are very talented.
That's true, but to me their act is
I know.
pretty stale and it's bland to me, and they don't excite me. I don't want to see them in the ring. They don't have characters that make me want to see what's going on. You know, I'm just like ambivalent towards the Revival. So with that being said, the match was pretty damn good. It was. Well, they say it wasn't very good, but I thought it was. The unexpected win, but kind of expected, because that's if the B team was going to win, it was going to be some kind of weird little thing, but they still won clean, even though it was a lucky break type of deal. That's the fun part about the B team, though, is these kind of unexpected wins that I just wish they'd kind of pull the trigger and let them have like a straight up win over a dominant team.
I don't see that happening, though.
I know it's not going to happen, but it would be nice.
I want to see them in a rivalry with AOP already. I think it's time.
AOP, you say? So you want to see them get murdered by AOP?
They basically beat every other tag team.
I think AOP would be the team for... But here's the thing. I think that they should do the thing that I was talking about. Do you remember?
I think so.
They should have Paul Ellering. No, they should have Paul Ellering come in and be the reason that the B team wins.
I feel like if they are, when that does happen, the B team has to be AOP at least one time. They have to.
Well, I think that AOP should come in.
AOP just squashed them.
That's how it should start. AOP should come in and just murder them and take the titles right off of them. And then Paul Ellering comes in and he's like, I've got the secret. I know how to beat them. I can show you how. And that would be it. You'd have Paul Ellering go on to mentor the B team and take them on to even greater glory. Because I do like the B team, and I've kind of always liked Bo Dallas. I always thought that he was really underrated. He was always really funny. He's a decent wrestler, and he's got that legacy thing going on. He's got family, and his brothers are, Bray Wyatt. They've always got that angle that they can pull at any moment. They want to use that card, they can just go right to it.
Yep.
So I'm a big fan of the B team, and I would like to see them lose the titles to AOP and then regain them with the assistance of Paul Ellering. That would be amazing.
I agree.
Any other thoughts on this?
Ben?
Well, we know Ben doesn't
know.
have
It's just no, it's not that. It's just that I could see like something happening between like the two brothers. What are they called?
Bray and Bo.
Bray Wyatt, Bray and Bo. Like of course them two, like teaming up to try and. Oh wait, no, that's not gonna work. No. Okay, my brain's definitely not working now. Great. Yeah, when I just thought like that someone else was not the tag team champions. I don't even know.
So is that all you got to say about that, Ben?
Yo, what other tag teams does Raw have?
None. They beat them all.
Yeah.
Basically, they have the Ascension.
Oh god. Okay, the Ascension have. Okay, the Ascension have. Okay, the Ascension having the tag team championships is a big NO. I'm not having that. And this is definitely a true story.
Is it? That's so. Okay, so we're just going to move on to the next match, which was the very first match of actual SummerSlam. And it was a doozy. I was very critical of them making this the first match, however. And after seeing the entire show, I was even more adamant that they put this match in the wrong place. It was an amazing match, and I knew it would be. You can't think that a match with Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler could be bad, and it wasn't. It's just it was great storytelling, great match. You got the return of Dean Ambrose hitting dirty deeds. You got Rollins reclaiming the title and being one of only like 6 people to hold the Intercontinental belt twice, tag team belts twice, and another belt twice. I can't remember which one, but very few people have done that, so that was a good accomplishment for him, and it was a great match. I'm really excited to see how it continues moving forward and how the dynamic between Dolph and Drew evolves. So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
As far as the in-ring performance goes, obviously it was pretty great. Dolph and Seth were talking about. The results of the match for me were very predictable. I mean, it's like in your face predictable. Yeah. The return of Dean Ambrose, obviously he's gonna play a key factor. Well, I can't say it was in your face predictable because a part of me thought that somehow Dolph was gonna retain. I didn't think that Dolph's title run would get cut so short, but I was a little bit surprised, and then part of me wasn't. You know what I mean? I felt like it could have went either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think the half of us were kind of expecting a heel turn from Dean Ambrose, but it didn't really happen. So, yep, that means that it would have been freaking good to see a Dean Ambrose heel turn, but you know, average WWE.
It's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it was a good match.
Gotta time it right.
And that was part of my problem, is it was too good to be at the beginning of the show. It set the expectations too high for the rest of it. So that if anything after that point was disappointing, it's like kind of, aw. It's not like, well, we've still got this, because there were still good matches left, but this is one of the key ones. And if any of the other key ones, like, say, the Miz and Daniel Bryan, weren't as good as they were supposed to be, you would still have something like this to fall back on. But with it being at the very beginning of the show, nope.
Yeah, would you... Okay, Sheep, would you have actually put this in the main event?
Maybe.
The match between Seth
Maybe,
Rollins
because
and
he did...
Ziggler?
That belt did main event. No, you couldn't have it in the main event, because the main event had to be Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. But it should have been at least co-main event or somewhere close to it.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't have been co either, because you definitely needed AJ Styles and that belt to have the relevance of being in that, main card.
Yeah, and there's that one word again, relevance.
Yeah, I did. I threw it in there.
Yeah.
But, yep. Any other thoughts on this match, guys?
Besides me, I didn't see it, so yeah, I'm
I think I'm good. Just wondered what the future holds for Dolph and Drew.
That does intrigue me too. I wonder if they're gonna split up, tag team, where they're gonna go.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so the next match here was SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. It was The New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Big Bad Eric Rowan with the worst mask I've ever seen him wearing. What the hell was that thing? It looks stupid as hell. Sheep don't have deer antlers. Get that shit out of here. Other than that, it wasn't a bad match. It was actually pretty good. You usually expect the New Day to put on a show stealer. it wasn't quite up to that standard, but by no means was it boring or unfun to watch. The Bludgeon Brothers are gaining a little bit of traction. You can kind of see they've been there long enough and doing it long enough that we're over the shock value of, you know, having them shoved down our throats. So we kind of have accepted it, and now we kind of, you know, have the little believability that they're a pretty dominant monster team. But at the same time, those fucking sledgehammers are so fucking fake, and you can just tell so much when they should not use those as weapons, because it just takes me out of the whole thing. I'm just like, oh god, when something is super obviously fake, it just takes me out of it. I can't. I have to suspend disbelief to watch wrestling, you know. So when you take it even further and you just make it blatant, I'm like, come on.
Probably like those hard foam toys.
Yeah. Like, you're over there playing with fucking lightsabers and shit. What the hell's going on? Your Toys R Us. This is wrestling. You're a grown man. Get a steel chair. What's wrong with you? Over here playing with Walmart toys.
Yep.
But overall, pretty good match. New Day coming out on top, but disqualification, showing that, you know, I guess that they were scared, you know, that they had finally shown a little bit of fear that they could lose their belts. I guess it was kind of going for that storytelling angle. Overall, not bad. I would have preferred some type of resolved victory, because for having the best tag team division in WWE, this seems like we've seen this match a lot of times. You know, we've seen the Bludgeon Brothers versus New Day. We've seen the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos. We've seen New Day versus the Usos. You know, we've seen pretty much every combination of this that we need to see. Let's change it up a little bit. Didn't we just add pretty much bury Sanity? But yeah, you've got Sanity there.
And they even buried the bar.
You've got the bar there. Use them. You know, we didn't need a tag team tournament. We just needed tag team matches that were good and not leading into the exact same matchups we've been watching over and over and over. That's what I thought.
Definitely agree on that, but at least we can say that even if we get repetitive tag team matches from SmackDown, at least they're good at best. I mean, it's not like the Raw tag team division where you get AOP versus Styles Worldwide every week, and they're not, even the first time they wrestle isn't good. You know what I mean? At least the Usos, New Day, Bludgeon Brothers, the Good Brothers, you know, you got all these mixed matches you could do between all these tag teams, the bar, and they're going to be entertaining at least, even though they're repetitive. Because, I mean, there's only so much you can do. Like you said, we've seen every mashup of tag team match available. But there's only so much you can do without, you know, without just blatantly signing a new tag team and leaving somebody out. I mean, I agree. I thought we were going to get more from Sanity.
Right.
I don't know what's going on there.
Burial. They should have been booked just like ALP. They should have been booked just like Bludgeon Brothers, so that they would be considered equal to Bludgeon Brothers when they took the titles. But no.
I know, and I used to be one of the biggest haters of Sanity, but I know that with the good writing, Sanity could be a huge deal in the WWE. They're the only, like, dark faction that we have.
Yep. So, any other thoughts here?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so next up, We had a squash match on SummerSlam. What the fuck? So this is this was shitty. I love Braun Strowman and I love Kevin Owens, but come the hell on, you know. We know that Braun Strowman's not Brock Lesnar. You don't have to make him Brock Lesnar for him to be interesting or fun. You don't have to have a Brock Lesnar. This is getting really annoying how they just think that they have to have that person who can take over and just dominate and nobody can stop them. It gets boring. It doesn't entertain me anymore. I guess it works on some people. Obviously, Soul's a fan. But are you a fan of Brock Lesnar because of previous things, or are you a fan of Brock Lesnar because are you still a fan of like what he's doing now? Because I'm pretty sure you didn't even agree with how he was being handled.
Well,
lately,
he's not doing
right?
anything right now.
Well, how he was previously.
I mean, obviously, I would have preferred him to be an active superstar, but I understood the situation. It's not. I didn't necessarily enjoy it. If I'm a fan of somebody, I want to see them. So obviously, I wasn't enjoying not seeing him. You know what I mean? But I'm more of a fan of the first Brock Lesnar run than this one.
Okay.
But I agree with. I don't want to see Braun turn into that type of character now. I think that ship's already sailed.
I don't think it's necessary.
They've already turned into like the big, friendly, cuddly bear type character. You know what I mean? He makes you laugh now. But if you piss him off, you know,
he'll murder you. But I don't think he should have. Kevin Owens is probably really unhappy with the state of his.
Oh, I'm sure Kevin Owens is supposed to be one of the top guys in the company right now. He was the second Universal Champion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, third.
I mean, he's been the World Champion. He's been United States Champion. He's supposed to be a big deal. And he just got squashed by, like I just said, big, friendly, cuddly, don't piss me off from Strowman. And he just got totally annihilated. You would have expected this to at least been like an interesting match where there was points where you thought Kevin Owens was about to steal the win. You know, he did this or did that to cheat, and you're like, oh shit, he's about to win, and then something happens, Braun kicks out or breaks free or whatever the case might be. You know, it should have been like an edge of your seat, like, holy shit, he's about to win this, and then nope, Braun staying alive, and it should have been a good match. This definitely shouldn't have been like a 2-minute squash match. Like,
completely agree. I thought this was probably maybe the worst match of SummerSlam.
Yo, I think this match should have been like on the kickoff match. I think this match should have been kickoff. Fun.
Yeah, if they were gonna write it the way they did, it might as well have been on the kickoff show.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I kind of actually thought Kevin Owens was gonna win in the first place, but
so did I.
Everybody did. I think that's the only.
I think that's why they did it.
What's the only good thing about this whole thing is the swerve. Is that by having the stipulation, everybody thought, well, it's got to be Kevin Owens who wins, because why would they put the title on the line if he wasn't going to win? So that was different. You know, that was unexpected. And of course, you know, him getting buried like that was also highly unexpected, but not in a good way. Not in a good way. Any other thoughts on Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman, guys?
No, I'm good. For now.
Yeah, I'm good too. I'm good.
Alright, so the next match was Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Carmela for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship belt. And this pretty much went the way that everyone has said it was going to go. Charlotte winning and Becky Lynch getting her heel turn.
Yep. I finally called something correctly. So many times I think I'm right, and then it goes way in the opposite direction. But this one,
yeah, it was
too obvious.
It was pretty obvious, but I mean, it was a good little heel turn. Here's the thing, though. Becky Lynch, and this is based on SmackDown from this week, so it's jumping a little bit ahead.
No, spoiler.
It's not, Ben, hush.
It is.
I don't think that Becky Lynch sells being a heel very well. I don't think she sells the feelings.
I don't see it as a heel thing. I see it as a frustration thing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she sells that very well. The being angry and the frustration and the being mad at Charlotte. I really think that she's too likable. Or she's
that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Is that
she's just not able to flip that switch. She's not able to turn herself off. It's like,
well, it's more like she's siding with the fans who want to see her get that shot and that opportunity. You know, the fans have been cheering for her all this time, this whole year, maybe even year and a half, 2 years. They've been screaming for her. They've been raging on social media for her. And this is kind of like her, like, agreeing with them and saying, you know what, you're right. This is my time. This is my opportunity. I should be the champion. It's kind of like her siding with the fans.
Well, I'm saying that no, it wasn't,
you know
because on SmackDown she was kind of calling them out.
Yeah, I know, but it's I don't know. It's hard for me to put it in. It's in my head. It's hard to get it out.
She's just not. It's not effective to me. I mean, maybe it will be if she starts doing better promos with that, but it just didn't resonate with me. I wanted it to happen after the loss, but I didn't want it to happen to begin with. I've been against the whole idea because I wanted Becky to win clean. If that doesn't happen, you know, the next best thing would be for her to turn heel on Charlotte.
She's gonna win. She's gonna win clean.
Well, maybe so, but it's still at the expense of a heel turn that's probably not going to be... Maybe it'll be good. But I don't think that it's going to be as good as it should be. Just because I don't think her heart's in the heel character. I really don't. I don't think that's what she wants. I don't think that's what she prefers to be. I don't think it's going to be a natural thing for her. She's just generally too likable to me. I don't know. Maybe it's my personal feelings, and I could be wrong. Maybe it'll be the best. Maybe it'll be the best thing for her.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I mean, I like it though, only because. Excuse me. I like it because Charlotte and Becky Lynch are my two favorite women in the entire WWE, let alone SmackDown. And this was, to me, perfectly written because I don't want to see Becky Lynch win the title clean and then defend it against who? Like, who's a believable heel on SmackDown to defend the title against?
Both of the Iconics.
Carmela again? the iconic. I don't want to see that. Like, Becky versus Charlotte is the biggest draw, in my opinion, and probably in the majority of the WWE Universe's opinion. That's the biggest draw you can get from the women's division right now. It's a great competition. It's a great
I don't think it's
rivalry.
a bigger draw than Ronda Rousey.
It's a good match. Well, not than Ronda. Excluding Ronda Rousey. It's like a dream matchup type situation. I always wanted to see Becky versus Charlotte. I don't want to see. You don't want them to be buddy forever. It's Sasha and Bayley.
My one problem with this match is for almost half of the match, they booked Carmela strong as hell.
Well, I feel like they had to really sell the whole story.
I think
overall I like it, and I think that it gives a good chance for them two to have a good little rivalry.
Well, here's what I'm trying to say. I was impressed with Carmela. She took a dive. She did a dive.
Yeah, I get that.
She did a suicide dive.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Carmela do that. She may have done it before, but I was impressed with most of her in-ring moves that time.
Yeah. But I'm sure after Becky wins the title, they're going to be friends again. They're going to make amends. And it'll all be good again. But for the meantime, I like what they're doing.
I kind of wanted them to be the first women's tag team champions, to be honest.
Well, they still might be. They haven't introduced that aspect yet.
It's going to happen at that women's thing, that Evolution thing. You know it. And it's probably going to be either the Iconics or Sasha and Bayley.
It's probably going to be Sasha and Bayley. If it's going to happen that soon, that's who it's going to be. And the best friends in the world, it has to be.
Doesn't mean so are the Iconics.
I don't.
It could be argued that the Iconics are better best friends than Sasha and Bayley.
Definitely agree.
They actually went to high school together. So, yeah, I think that would be. I could see the Iconics being the first women's tag team
in a place that doesn't exist.
So that high school didn't exist. That's true. They learned fake math.
Even exist? Or are they just a pigment of our imagination of what we would?
Did you just say a pigment of our imagination?
To be iconic.
Did you say a pigment of our imagination?
Did I?
It sounded like it.
Yeah, pigment.
A pigment. They're just a pigment.
Oh Lord. So that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much. I've said everything that I wanted to say about it. I thought it was a great match. The only reason I wanted something different out of it were my personal, I want Becky Lynch to have, that face run with the belt that she deserves. I think that's my problem. I think she deserves a face run with the belt. Maybe a heel run turn later and stuff, but I think that she really deserved her opportunity to have all the fans behind her and all that support that, she deserves, and to be that role model for the kids like she wanted to be. I think those are the reasons that she wants to step into that role, because I genuinely think that she's like a role model and is a good person all around, and that's what's likable about Becky Lynch, and that's why it doesn't quite sit well with me, but I understand the reasoning and the logic behind it, and I'm still behind it. It's like when you're a parent and your kid does something that you don't necessarily approve of, but at the same time you still support them, you know what I mean? It's like, well, I don't approve, but I'm not gonna hold it against you. I still love you. I'll support you even if you are a heel. That's my feelings on the matter. Ben, you got anything to say on this?
Yeah. No, I've got nothing to say about this.
Yeah,
no.
Okay.
I did not even see this. I didn't see this.
That doesn't mean you don't have thoughts or doesn't mean you don't have thoughts or opinions on the competitors or the results. So the next match was AJ Styles, Samoa Joe for the title. This was a pretty physical match. It wasn't a clean outcome. It was things were left resolved so that we can continue this feud, which is definitely the way we want to go. We want to see more AJ Styles and Samoa Joe matches, because for sure this was one of the more exciting matches on the card, and was probably a better match in terms of quality.
Year, in my opinion.
Could be, very well could be. Chants of TNA all through the crowd during this match. Just back and forth. Joe's insult right there from the announcer's table. I'll be your new daddy, or something like that. Oh man, then Styles lost it.
That was great.
It got a little cringy for a little while. When like it was, he just kept going after her, like Wendy was like stop or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It got a little bit cringy, but it was still gold, man. I had no problems with this. Great match, great outcome. I can't wait to see how the rest of it turns out and how it continues to go in the future.
Definitely.
So, what are your thoughts, Soul?
I thought I had really, really high expectations for this match because I've seen every match they had in TNA, which were incredible matches, and I had really high expectations for this, and I really expected the WWE to highly disappoint me. But I wasn't very disappointed at all. I thought they actually did a good job. This match was very important for them to pull off. And I think they realized that. And it was pretty good. It started off a little bit slow, but I enjoyed that. I liked that it started a little slow, a little technical wrestling, and it built up into, the huge ending of AJ Styles finally losing his cool and just blowing up and just going after Samoa Joe.
Yeah. That was interesting, and I didn't see that coming. I thought that was going to be.
I'm glad there wasn't just a clean win. I'm glad they left it open to continue.
As am I. I completely agree with that.
No disrespect to Shinsuke. I love Shinsuke Nakamura, but this is probably gonna be the best rivalry AJ Styles has had, arguably since he's been in the WWE.
Here's one thing. We had 2 blood spots in this pay-per-view.
AJ was one of them.
AJ and Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins got busted open. I wonder if either of those 2 were planned.
I doubt it.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't really see anything on the Seth Rollins match that would have done it. So I thought that might have been a legitimate one, especially because how it didn't stand to reason why it was the first match. They were trying to really get people pumped up for it, I think. So, yeah, another blood spot. Just added to the drama of the match. Made it an even better match.
Yeah.
All in all, definitely probably the match of the night. Hands down.
I feel bad for his daughter, though. She was really freaking out.
Oh, yeah, right? That's like, man, you guys...
I mean, she's 3 years old. She doesn't know what wrestling is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're bleeding. Wasn't she like, you're bleeding?
Seeing it on TV at that age, but when you see your dad, like, going crazy, beat the shit out of some guy...
Well, no,
like,
I think she was crying when he was over there. She was crying because he was bleeding. She was like, you're bleeding, or something like that. I was like, oh, shit. Come on, man. Y'all are fucking this child up.
I feel like 3 years old is too young to bring to an event like that, regardless, especially if it's your father that's in the match.
Right?
I imagine it would be hard to explain to a 3-year-old, like, what's going on, you know what I mean? Like, oh, daddy's okay, I'm just beat the shit out of this guy with weapons and bleeding, like, it's no big deal. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of... I don't necessarily think that's good.
Especially being all the way in Brooklyn and they live in Gainesville, Georgia.
Well, I'm sure the kid's used to traveling.
Yeah.
So, the next match was what I thought was going to be the best match of the night. It was the Miz and Daniel Bryan. It was a good match. It was really good. I
enjoyed it.
I thought it was not as good as I wanted it to be. I thought it was just going to be the best match of the night, just amazing, and it wasn't. I mean, it was good. It was technical when it needed to be. It had its good spots. It told the story that it needed to tell. I'm sure everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to win. I kind of agreed with the booking. The Miz winning with brass knuckles from Maurice was perfect. I thought that was sold really well. I think if they did plan out those blood spots, that might have been the place to put it. With that right after that brass knuckle shot to really sell that win. If those blood spots were real. Otherwise, I'm not so sure. That's the only thing that I kind of don't. It just wasn't quite as exciting as I wanted it to be. That's my only problem with that match.
I think it was good because I didn't expect them to go out there and steal the show. I didn't expect them to have a 5-star match because it's just the first match in what's going to be a pretty lengthy rivalry, I think.
Yeah, but it was Summerslam as well.
I know, but if they go out there and give their... Yeah, that's what I'm expecting, is this to stretch to WrestleMania. I think the Miz is going to continue to get in the best over Daniel Bryan and winning in different heel tactic ways until WrestleMania, and Daniel Bryan's going to finally get the win. Either that or Daniel Bryan will win a month or two before WrestleMania, and we're going to get AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan for the World Championship. Those are my two outlooks on it. I think Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles is the biggest draw they could pull on SmackDown for that title for a WrestleMania event.
Probably so.
And it's the last thing AJ Styles has on his list to do is the main event on WrestleMania. So I see that coming, especially now that Brock Lesnar's not going to be around for WrestleMania. We're not going to have Brock Lesnar taking the main event. So
at the same time, there's probably no closer time than now for them to throw that women's main event out there. They've got to get it out of the way eventually. They'll probably be like, well, we got that out of the way. We never have to do that again. I guarantee you.
Do it now while Ronda's healthy.
Right? Not that I have anything against women main eventing WrestleMania. I don't. I just know that that's how WWE is looking at it. It's not how I'm looking at it. So don't take that as my personal opinion. I'm just thinking that that's what they think. We can't wait to get this match out of the way so we never have to do it again. And we can say we did. We had women main event WrestleMania, our biggest show. What do you mean we're not
okay,
women
please tell me,
forward? We do
I'm
everything.
gonna bring back that stupid first ever women's shit. I'm not fucking doing it.
Well, next year we'll be out of first ever women's things, so we're getting it all done this year.
Exactly, they're knocking it all out, so they never have to do it again.
2019.
God, yo, just bring back bra and panty matches. Oh.
Ben, it's people like you
Yeah.
who caused this whole situation in the first fucking place.
Yeah,
Not my problem.
Because you
Not
couldn't
my
respect
problem.
them in the first place.
Well, couldn't just...
And now
couldn't
they're
just...
forcing
Yep,
you to.
yep, now you gotta. They're cracking the whip. They got
See
you
what I
under
mean,
the
though?
hill.
How funny is it? The same guy that said just bring back Braun panties matches is the same guy who's a fan of Carmela. What's the chances? What's the chances? What a coincidence.
A fan of Carmela and the Revival.
Oh, wow.
What are the chances?
You acted different.
Well, I'm saying that, you know, there's people who are the fans of the Revival who also probably want to bring back Brawl and Panties matches.
Oh, God.
Titties and beer. So, something I completely don't understand. The next match was Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. We go from AJ and Samoa, the Miz and Bryan, to Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. Nothing at all against
Just saying, it was a
Finn
return
Balor.
of the demon. It was a demon Finn Balor.
Okay, here's the thing. The Demon Finn Balor doesn't really impress me. It's cool makeup. The first
That's
time I saw
right.
it.
Do not fear. The beast is here.
Whoa,
Look
The
at
best
it.
of the best. The best
at-
of the East.
Look at
The
that.
beast of the East.
All right, welcome
I'm
to
here.
the podcast. Streetkilln has
welcome.
joined.
I have
Yeah,
arrived.
Just because like
How
his power
y'all
went out.
doing?
Very good street. How you?
How y'all doing? Let me pop in this game real quick.
Have you been
So what we
listening?
talking about here?
Have you been listening to what we've been saying so far? Anything you want to?
Not for the
throw in
past
there?
5 minutes, cause I had to turn on all my bullshit.
Any thoughts on the stuff that you've heard before? You want to throw in there real quick before we move on?
With the Miz match,
Well, any of the other stuff we were covering before.
I'll talk about the Miz match.
What you got?
Isn't that the last one you were talking about?
Not quite, but it'll work. Oh yeah, it was the last
Alright,
one.
well, well, I got something to say about the Miz match.
All right.
It was a really good match. I liked it. But the
The end.
ending could have been better. It could have been more spicier than a little lousy cheap shot with the brass knuckles, you know what I mean?
I did think that I think
when
yeah.
you get that could have been better line.
I think that I do
Yeah.
kind of agree that the knuckles shouldn't have been all it took. It should have took like the knuckles
I know.
and
That's what I'm saying.
skull crushing finale or something like that. I think the
That
knuckles made.
skull crushing.
Yeah.
Skull crushing finale. It wasn't much of a finale, you know what I mean?
But
Hey!
here's another thing. What about the fact that isn't Daniel Bryan's whole problem with like medical was like concussions or something?
Yeah, it was something like that. That was crazy.
So what if they play? I think they should play that angle, like he's trying to end his career again, give him another concussion or something like that.
So here's the thing, man. I think this feud is gonna be going on still for a while. It's gonna be, like I said in Discord, it's gonna be another Ciampa versus Gargano type deal here, but it's gonna be really bad because anything the main roster is pretty bad for storytelling wise in NXT. So I don't know. I don't think it'll be that much entertaining. So far, it hasn't really been that entertaining. The Miz and Daniel Bryan. So look, here's the thing. I have a little issue. I know I said the match is good, but it could have been better because it was all hyped up on Sunday. They had I was saying they had that trailers and history fucking clips about the whole feud and whatnot, and it was all hyped up. And I understand everything's hyped up in WWE. And
It was probably the most promoted match of the whole show.
yeah. and like all we got was a little fucking cheap shot with a damn brass knuckles and skull crushing finale to end it. I mean, the match itself was pretty decent. There's some good moves there and whatnot. Daniel Bryan's a great performer, so is The Miz. But I don't know, I feel like it could have been a little bit more personal because how it is with the whole storyline and whatnot. I mean, that same thing with AJ Styles. I think the AJ Styles match was a lot better than this Daniel Bryan and The Miz match.
Well, yeah.
So, I definitely have to agree.
Well, you would say yeah because you would expect it to because it's a championship match. But they're both similar in a way if you look at it. Daniel Bryan, The Miz, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles. You know, they both were like together at one point, like not together, and like, but they were friends and they worked together and they were around each other for a while. And like then all of a sudden one stabs the other in the back, and it's like they play this role a lot in the WWE. And I understand that.
The only way this match would have been better than the AJ Styles and Samoa Joe match is if Daniel Bryan would have got on the mic and said, "Maurice, I'll be your new daddy."
Oh, Maurice!
You know, or whatever they named their kid.
Yeah.
And that should have been when we hear Bree mode. And then we have the whole. What are you talking about? You about to be who's new daddy?
But yeah, that's like on that match.
And then this leads into the new match that I definitely don't want. Is another mixed tag match.
This is like the dream match of mixed tag matches, though. Like this is a good one.
I never really cared for the Bella twins. They're not believable to me as wrestlers. They just kind of.
But you gotta admit the John Cena Miz rivalry was great with Nikki and Maurice being involved.
Yes, but the match itself I didn't care for. I loved the what was the Miz show called? The Total Bella Bullshit. Total Bella Bullshit. Yeah. Oh yes, that was A+. Total Bella Bullshit. That was great.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna get like a spin-off of that rivalry.
But the match itself was, if the Miz does that, if he does the same thing he did to John Cena,
that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a spin-off, so it's gonna be good.
Oh my god, because they could just do the exact same thing for Bree, and then he does like his impression of Daniel Bryan. That'd be cool. I can see that.
And he could really sell the impression of Daniel Bryan because they're like the same size. I mean, he's a little thinner, I think, just slightly, but he's more the same build than he was of John Cena. So he could throw on a fake beard, some long hair or something, you know. Could really sell it. I mean, the Miz can sell anything.
All right, so. Let's move back on to the next match we were covering, which was Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. Another squash match on SummerSlam. 2 squash matches on SummerSlam. How about that?
He said another squash match.
The entrance was probably longer than the match.
I think it was.
So, I don't know why this gets an A. Just the demon returning does not get an A
for the match. It's it is. The whole point is just for the fans to see demon things.
It was for a cheap pop for a little bit of makeup. I understand the makeup's cool. It looks cool. But come on, you know, it's. I guess it's theatrical and it's neat and. A lot of people do really seem to like it. Like,
yeah, we haven't seen it forever.
Like 90% of 90% of the created wrestlers have a demon.
I like it, but I'd rather see it. I'd rather see him come out as the demon for something important, not to just squash Baron Corbin.
How come Finn Balor? Why did Finn Balor need the demon to beat Baron Corbin? You know, that's kind of
exactly. I would have liked to see, you know, Finn Balor lose week after week after week, and maybe do a Becky Lynch type turn where
hold up though, did you just say Baron Corbin isn't important? You know
yeah,
who he is?
He's the greatest.
I may have insinuated.
Technically,
he's
the Raw GM.
He's the newest general manager, boy.
General manager. He's got more power in his pinky than you have in your entire body, son.
That's right.
Probably so.
That's right, boy.
You better watch it.
That's probably true.
He'll put a curse on you with his awkward ditto midsection torso face.
What?
You know, his torso face? Surely you've seen the memes.
Oh my god.
No, I didn't.
I don't need to see it. I just seen it in my head.
How his stomach makes the mouth and it looks like Ditto from Pokemon.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh gosh.
No thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty prevalent meme. I'm pretty sure.
Let me look this up real quick.
I got you.
Oh, I see. I see. I see.
Yeah, so Baron Corbin's torso looks just like Ditto. And actually, I've seen memes for it before, but I couldn't find the actual memes, so I just found a side-by-side comparison.
Yeah, I saw.
But anyway, that's the basic gist.
Kind of does.
No, it looks exactly like it. If you see what I posted in Discord, you'll completely agree.
I definitely did. I definitely did.
But, so, we'll just...
It's funny every time.
We'll just move on out of this one. It was such a... It's a short match, so short
it's the
little...
only thing keeping him in the WWE.
Well, you know, his torso can breed with anything.
So technically, he can become any character he wants.
He can become any wrestler, yeah.
Any wrestler he wants, yeah.
Brock Lesnar. What?
He could be Brock Lesnar. God damn.
That means Brock Lesnar could,
He could be the
still
next
be in the UFC and the WWE.
defending.
That's two people.
He could be the next Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Wait, okay, so that's...
Yeah, moving on. The next match was Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke. This one was much better from Jeff Hardy, in my opinion, than we have been seeing lately. You had quite a few good spots. Jeff Hardy, like I keep going back to it, but Jeff Hardy looked better than he has, fresher, like less injured.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, to me. Did you not see? Did you not think so too? Like he looked a little bit better,
I don't know.
like not as in pain.
I think so.
I mean, he always looks like he's in pain and like suffering and can barely take a damn swanton, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't think he's suffering.
I don't know, but he's just not in it, man. He's just not really in shape. Like, watch after he does like one swanton. He's like literally holding his like back and midsection, limping everywhere and breathing heavy and shit. It's just like he's trying to get himself together after it.
Well, that's just natural.
Yeah, but you know, he's been doing it for years, so it does take effect on your body as well.
Yeah.
I think the Randy Orton spot was wasted. I think technically he should have just moved on from Jeff Hardy and went to somebody else at that point.
Daniel Bryan. That was a good spot.
I don't think we want to interfere with that Miz rivalry right now. There's other baby faces he could go for. I can't think of any right off the top of my head.
Is there really? Because half of the freaking baby faces are already turning.
Thank God.
So,
Left or right?
yeah.
Oh,
Left or right. Left or right, man. I'm just saying. It's actually like, I swear like the WWE is just becoming the home of the heels.
It's about time. It was all baby faces for damn long enough.
wait, where are we on?
We are on
the... Are we talking about SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Yes!
God damn, fam. Let's move it on up. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Next match.
What are you? You're in a hurry now?
No. Next match. Oh, sorry.
Well, we pretty much covered this one pretty well, so we can move on.
Well, SummerSlam's kind of like the focus point. Raw and SmackDown's gonna be a fast.
Yeah, because they were recaps,
like,
you know.
Recaps in their own right.
Half of those shows were replays of what happened on SummerSlam.
True.
So, anyway, the next match, Ronda Rousey, Alexa Bliss.
That's Alexa Bliss.
They used the arm thing. That's one of the main points that I brought up at one point.
They didn't do it right. They did not sell it.
I know.
I was so disappointed. Michael Cole should have screamed his head off.
Yeah.
Been freaking out.
Here's a fucking arm.
There should have been people in the audience crying. This should have been sold 100%.
Well, at the same time, you know, a lot of us knew that she has that double jointed thing and she can pop her elbow out of place.
Yeah.
But for, you know, those that didn't know.
We should have had J.R. Ross on the mic screaming,
"Oh my God!
She killed her!
Or at the very least have Mauro Ranallo out there. Mamma mia! You know.
Oh, God.
So, you know, I get that. It could have definitely benefited from some better announcement. But other than that, I was pretty impressed, actually. I'm still not 100% behind Ronda Rousey yet, but I'm getting there.
I think it was a pretty good match. I mean, this wasn't bad.
Her throws and slams are still cringy as fuck.
Huh?
Her throws and slams are still cringy as fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty cringy worthy. Yeah, I understand that. But it wasn't bad. I mean, she's all right. She'll get there.
She got the title before she got there.
True.
Oh.
But you know, it is what it is.
Absolutely. What'd you guys think? Soul Street?
I pretty much said what I said.
This was probably the most predictable match I've ever seen in my entire life, so I don't have anything to say about it.
Ooh. Are you happy with Ronda Rousey being the champ?
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
I don't mind. I mean, I knew it was gonna happen, so it's obvious.
I will say this, guys. I just think it's just too soon to have Ronda Rousey like as freaking champion. It's too soon.
You could argue that's too soon, but you gotta at the same time think she's not just another superstar that came up through NXT or the Indies. She's already a huge celebrity name. It's different. For the sake of the company, they can't give her a 2-3 year fighting every woman on the roster build up. It's Ronda freaking Rousey. Like, she's held to a higher standard. She's a celebrity.
I think it would have been great booking to have her run through the entire roster before she challenged for the belt. Like, just to show that she could, like,
that's
if she came in and...
But it still would have been pretty decently quick. Like, instead of her being on that stupid suspension, she could have beat 4 of the top women in the roster.
You know, they probably did that because they know that, you know, she's
But then again, if she does
wrestling.
that, then who is she going to defend the title against?
Well, whoever...
She already beats everybody.
True, but they bring in somebody else, you know, you make them fresh. There's writing. You can write that stuff in. You could even have her lose after she's dominant, just because she had that to go with. She could have her lose by dirty heel tactics because that could be how they figure out how to win because she's still the UFC outsider. She's a better fighter, but she doesn't know all the dirty tricks, that kind of thing, because there's a lot of great storytelling that could and should happen here, and I think is being neglected.
Yeah. Like I said, it was alright. Her in-ring performance was alright. I mean, it's better than what we got when she first came out with that the attack she did. I mean, with some more work, maybe she'll get there. But like I said before, that armbar looks pretty hurt.
The thing I don't like about her armbar is that it doesn't look like an armbar because she grabs them like up above the bicep because I think obviously she's trying not to actually hurt them because if she puts them in the real armbar, it will actually do damage.
Yeah.
And she's trying not to hurt them, but wrestlers have been doing armbars for years without hurting anybody. They can do it. She's just got to practice. She's just trying
it's just her. I feel like she's gonna get some kind of fucking PTSD and just go buck wild in the armbar. I feel bad for the person that gets put in the armbar. Like, I seriously think that something's gonna happen if she actually does a real armbar. I just feel like something crazy
snap into it. Yeah.
Like break somebody's arm.
She's like, oh no, it's Holly Holm.
Like, look at how aggressive she puts people in arm bars. I know it's mostly for
I think that's why she grabs up there, because she does have. If she jerked back, she would really do some damage. But
she does them what, arm swings or something like that. She does.
Well, it's like a judo flip.
Yeah.
It does look painful, but it's actually not really. I mean, you can pull somebody's shoulder out of socket if you really, hit them. They look pretty rough, and they look pretty good, but her slams just, oh my god, that finishing slam she's got, it doesn't look good at all. It looks, I mean, maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's supposed to look that scary, because it looks like she's going to kill somebody.
I mean, her armbar looks scary, so.
Well, her armbar looks cringy scary. Like, you can tell it's fake, because she's grabbing way up there on the bicep to stabilize it so that she's not going to get that torque. It just takes out it suspends the disbelief from it, or it takes the.
Well, for some people at least. I mean, not a lot of average WWE
I guess your average fan not looking at it like that. Know anything about real arm bars and all that type of stuff. I'm not saying that I.
I mean, if you watch UFC, you know what a real arm bar is.
Exactly. I've watched some UFC. If you've played UFC, the games, and you're good at it, then you kind of know. You had to know what all this stuff is, and there's a lot of little technical details to an armbar that you can see, and you can see that she's not applying it properly. It's like watching John Cena apply that finishing move he has. You could tell nobody's hurt. Like he has the loosest, he has the loosest submission hold in WWE. It looks like the most comfortable thing on the planet. It's like, what is this, shiatsu? I don't know. That's one of my things about that one. But it was a good match for the most part, and Ronda Rousey's the champion. I guess that's well deserved. And that leads us into Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. The match. This was actually a fairly decent match. Well, for 5 minutes it wasn't bad. We knew we weren't going to have much time left. We were talking about it during the SummerSlam about how, well, we only got 10 minutes left. Oh, 9 minutes. Oh, 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I just kept counting it down.
I think Braun Strowman made an interesting factor in this match. It made it something different than just Brock doing 20 suplexes and Roman doing 20 Superman punches. It mixed things up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It made it a little more interesting.
I agree.
Same.
But at the
it
same
was good
time,
booking. The beatdown of Braun by Brock and like him throwing the briefcase all the way up the entrance ramp, that was pretty cool. You could tell he was like out of it. It made him seem like he was out of his element because, you know, he was distracted and he took it. He let that kind of be the loss instead of it being kind of a clean win. So they still let him walk off, you know, kind of strong, you know, walk into the sunset.
yeah, but he put
high.
Braun Strowman up on his shoulders and F5'd
Exactly.
him like with no problem, and then just beat the hell out of him with the briefcase and chunked it up the ramp like, you know, you're not about to cash in this piece of shit. You know, they kind of had him like, you know, just demolish Braun real quick. He just took care of Braun like he was nothing. Basically, made him give him that beast, that one last
Honestly,
beast movement.
I think Braun would have gotten up. Because if you look at all the previous shit that's happened to him, I don't think a couple of F5s and whatnot is going to keep him down. I mean, shit, he had fucking tables on top of him, a fucking, like, a bunch of shit just happened to him, and they have him come up from that. So.
Well, of course, but that's why you have
and that's what I figured was going to happen during the match.
To enjoy. You don't have any source of imagination. Just don't even watch WWE because
yeah, I really did. I was hoping for it not to
like
end.
That.
I was hoping for
No, because I was thinking that the match is gonna go on after, you know, he does all this shit to him, but it didn't go on after, you know, Roman hit him with the fucking spear and whatnot and put him down. But I was thinking maybe you know, Braun is gonna get up mid match when maybe when somebody wins, and he'll get up and he'll cash in right then and there. I mean, that would have made it a little bit better for me. Because I don't know about you guys, but I would think it would have been a little better like that way, having, you know, Braun come up after that and cashing in on the winner. And yeah, but we didn't get that, so it is what it is, I guess.
I don't think they wanted to just waste his cash in. And I don't think that they wanted. I think they actually want Roman to have a pretty lengthy title run. I think that.
Yeah, once again.
I mean, it was short and sweet, I guess you could say, the way they ended this off. You know, it did its job. It left Brock looking strong after, you know, what happened with Braun, and it made it look like it gave that factor of where if you want to argue the point that Brock was distracted, he was paying more attention to Braun, you could have that argument. It's out there. It's in the wind. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a solid Roman dominated the match and beat Brock Lesnar. It left it out there to where both sides are happy. Me being a Brock Lesnar fan, I could troll and say, oh, well, he was too busy beating up Braun. He didn't give a shit on Roman. Roman caught him off guard. Well, I could make that excuse if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It leaves it out there in the air. And it leaves, all in all, it leaves it available. Obviously, Brock can just come back anytime he wants to and pick up where he left off. They clearly left that available. Because you know that's going to happen eventually. He's going to come back again. There's no doubt about it. Especially if he goes to UFC and loses his first fight or his second fight. Whenever he loses in the UFC, he's basically coming right back.
Yeah.
You think he's going to lose to Daniel Cormier?
I said if. I'm speaking
if Brock Lesnar loses Daniel Cormier, he better not come back.
Well, I forgot who his first opponent is, okay? But still, hypotheticals, okay? Hypotheticals.
Oh, crybaby.
it'll be a disgrace if he actually loses.
Yeah, I agree. So we can move right on into Monday Night Raw. We had opened up with Roman Reigns coming out to say that he's gonna open up a challenge, and in a pretty big move, in my opinion, that I think a lot of fans weren't anticipating. Like, the very first thing he did was challenge Finn Balor to the rematch that Finn Balor never got a long time ago. And, you know, as we all, well, you know,
I was sitting there like watching this. I'm sitting there like biting my lip, like grimacing, like they're doing it. They're trying to make me like him. Damn it! We've been talking about this all year since we started the podcast. And I said there was gonna come a day where they're gonna finally get everybody to cheer for Roman. They're gonna force us to like him, whether we like it or not. We're not gonna have a choice, and it's starting. It started with that live event where Undertaker shook Roman Reigns' hand afterwards. Everybody gave mad respect to Roman for that. And now, of course, you know how many people will probably jump in on the bandwagon just because Roman gave Finn Balor his opportunity. Everyone's been going on and on about all year. So it's definitely good writing on Roman's part. I mean, obviously, I see between the lines, and I understand it's creativity in writing, so I'm not on the bandwagon, so to speak. But it's good writing for Roman Reigns' part to get him more liked by the fans. For the people that wanted to see Finn Balor get another opportunity, Roman Reigns gave him that, so to speak. So it's good writing. But I mean, I'm not want to jump ship, but I'm obviously not happy with the results of it.
You're gonna jump me?
You're gonna jump.
I said I don't want to jump ship.
Oh, good deal. So yeah, this is a good match. I really enjoyed it, and it set up the whole thing. Set up another match: Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley. 'Cause why not?
Hold up, can I talk about it first?
Talk
I
about
want to
what?
say something.
Okay, go ahead.
About Roman Reigns and the Fiend Balor. I know that was the main event, but I just want to put in my 2 cents.
That's why I skipped anything about the actual match until. So if it's about the promo, that's cool.
I'm not gonna talk about the actual match, but so it caught me by surprise. I'll admit that. I didn't think he would be, you know, calling out Finn Balor. I thought maybe he would call out Braun Strowman or something like that. So it did caught me by surprise, and it, like, I would agree with Soul saying it's good writing there in that part to put Roman over. I mean, I don't think everybody's still over Roman or anything like that, because
no, I'm not. I'm definitely not.
It'll take a lot. It'll take a lot to have the fans or WWE Universe to go over.
It's a
Roman.
step in that direction.
Yeah, it's a step in it. And will they pull it off? I don't think they will. I mean, going by the history of the WWE writing, I can say they're just gonna fail with it. And about the main event, I mean, it kind of says what direction it's going. So, yeah, we can move on.
Gotcha. So the next.
I'm gonna step away for a minute as I take a restroom.
Okay. So yeah, this led to Bobby Lashley and Baron Corbin, which was a pretty standard match. I don't know. I think technically you might have should have gave Baron Corbin a win after all this, because I mean, you're not going to hurt Bobby Lashley any more than you already have.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Baron Corbin is the new Raw GM, so that gives him something anyway. So he doesn't necessarily have to be booked strong. They can book him however. He still retains some power there. So,
yeah, I agree.
I guess I can kind of agree with it. It gives Bobby Lashley a little bit more momentum moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So, bonus. What do you think about it?
I agree with you saying. It's true. They could have at least gave Bobby a win over. I mean, they could have gave, like, Baron Corbin a little bit of a win here. Because I don't think they're ever going to recover Bobby Lashley's. You know, I don't think Bobby Lashley's going to get over on the crowd, in my opinion. I think it's a little bit too far gone at this point. I don't think it matters what they do with him. I don't think it's going to work. So, I think giving Baron Corbin a win here after SummerSlam wouldn't really hurt Bobby Lashley. I mean, depending on how he wins, maybe, you know, he rages out or something and he just like fucking does some stupid shit. I don't know. There'll still be disqualification, but I don't know. Maybe he does like a slick move or something. Something sneaky. You know what I mean? But like you said, he is GM now, so I think I'm not gonna be watching Raw anymore because Baron Corbin, in his role right now, in his storylines, I know he has a big issue with Finn Balor, and I don't think anytime soon Finn Balor is gonna actually get that, you know, title shot opportunity.
I disagree.
I mean,
I think this is gonna freshen up Raw. I think Kurt Angle as GM, while it was great for nostalgia, I think it's run its course. I think that
yeah, same. I agree there.
Having a heel that can wrestle, that can get beat up, that can, you know, use.
I mean, yeah, that's a little new and different.
It's gonna lead to some great stories. He can use his power to leverage his matches. He can turn them into whatever he wants, or just cancel a victory. Be like, oh no, I didn't lose. That match didn't count. You know.
But it's just gonna be another we want to call it authority thing. Like,
and that's fine.
Is the authority
but we
gonna
need
come
something.
back? You know what I'm saying? Like, is the authority gonna come back? Does this mean the authority's gonna come back? Baron Corbin, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon. I can see that. I mean, I know they're gonna pull something off like that again, because they always do have this authority, you know, lead up and freaking. If you're with them, you're either with them or not, and it's just. You do what they say, and whatever happens, happens. They always do that authority figure, and then they always have the anti-authority figure going at them and whatnot. And maybe this might put in the line of Roman Reigns, because you know how Roman Reigns' whole history was, you know, he's always getting cheap shotted, and all his matches he had were just like a conspiracy of having him lose and whatnot, and. Maybe they'll be against Roman. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the Shield and the Authority. You know I kind of skipped ahead there with the little Shield reunite, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows now that the Shield is back. But it's kind of interesting because I would like to see that. I mean, it'll be a lot of action going on in Raw then, if you think about it. You know what I mean? Hello?
Yeah, I was still here.
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't hear sheep.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Kind of trying to stall for Soul so he can give his thoughts on this. I know he's a big Baron Corbin fan, so...
Oh yeah, definitely a big Baron Corbin fan.
Well,
but yeah, what was the next match though?
It was a 6-woman tag, Riot Squad versus Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Which I didn't yeah. I know that like I don't even watch Raw or I didn't watch Raw, but. This match, I'm not. I just really want to skip it.
How did you not watch Raw? How are you not gonna watch Raw after SummerSlam?
Remember, I don't have Hulu, that's like what people do watch Raw off, so... yeah, I don't have it, so... Yeah.
You don't need Hulu to watch Raw.
Oh, and I also will say this right now. I will say this. I don't know, like if I should mention the whole Brock Lesnar thing right now.
No, don't mention it. Well, I guess if you want to. I mean,
the reason why Brock Lesnar was not on Raw was because he was pulled aside off Raw to focus on this UFC career now. Like, yeah, that's what apparently he is now wants to focus on.
You think,
is UFC?
You think?
Yeah, it is actually.
Man,
really?
We already knew that. That's why he dropped the title. That's one of the reasons why he dropped the title, man.
I'm back. What I miss?
We're just talking about Baron Corbin.
Yeah, do you have anything to say about the Baron Corbin match with Bobby Lashley? We know you're a big Baron Corbin fan, so we knew you'd have something about that.
No, but I think it was decent writing for Bobby Lashley's part. If they're trying to get him over, the best way to do it is to beat the...
I said when you were not here, I don't think it's going to take a lot to get Bobby over after his whole comeback.
It's going to be a process.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Well, you have anything to say about him being general manager?
I think it's just a way to, give Kurt Angle like a vacation, like a legitimate, like he's on vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't heard? Kurt Angle's returning to in-ring action. That's why.
That's definitely.
He's probably going to wrestle
really?
either at that Super Showdown in Australia or at the next pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell.
Is he really?
He is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's the reason, not for a vacation.
Oh.
Are we gonna see a four-man Shield?
He's recently went back to the
Oh my God! I just brainstormed
Performance
something.
Center.
Something just came in my head.
What you got? What's your theory? It could happen.
All right. So you said he's
let's
returning
save it for the main
in
event.
again. Oh, okay.
I have one too.
I have conspiracy theory going on.
Let's wait till the end.
Okay.
Because I have one.
Yeah,
too.
and then you can show him yours, and he'll show you his.
Yeah.
Yeah. A trade-off. I like it.
We're going PG-13 here now. Y'all acting real different today. All right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So the next thing is the Triple H promo, which I love how Bleacher... Ben, I'm talking right now. I love how Bleacher Report worded their... this article. Triple H explains why he agreed to one last match with The Undertaker. Okay, well, you couldn't just say Triple H promo or something like that. You had to just break it all down in your thing, but that's fine. It was decent for what it was. I don't think it needed to be there. It didn't make any sense, and it filled up pointless time to take
it. It's basically promoting the show in general.
But the show doesn't
filler.
exist. It's a fake show.
What show?
The Super Showdown. See?
What show?
That's true.
My
Super
point
Showdown
exactly.
ain't real.
Okay, can I say something? No one really cares about this whole stupid meme now. The meme is now dead, okay?
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not a meme, it's reality.
And also, Sheep, you actually missed that
match. Did the meme ever actually exist?
Sheep, you actually did miss a match anyway, I'm just saying.
What match?
Ben is over here talking about missing a match when he didn't even watch Raw. Get out of here, Ben. You shouldn't say anything.
The 6-woman, yeah, that 6-woman tag. I was trying to kind of skip it because I really hate these forced like tag team matches. Like it's like they think it's going to be interesting. It's not. They're just forcing these women into matches just to get them on there. That's not interesting.
We don't need to talk to Riot Squad again until they break up. Then we can talk about them.
I mean, just for the people that don't know, it was Sasha, Bailey, and Ember Moon versus the Riot Squad. Big fucking deal. Who cares? Just a continuing of this stupid ass feud that's been going on forever that needs to stop and just. It's boring. Who gives a fuck?
Ember Moon is not a good fit to team with Sasha and Bailey. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not a happy-go-lucky superstar.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
True.
I don't like it. I don't necessarily see her as like a full-blown heel either. Like I said, the first time I ever seen Ember Moon, I've been saying it since then. I despise her gimmick. It's stupid. She just needs a new gimmick. She's a great wrestler. She just needs a new gimmick. Her gimmick doesn't fit anywhere with anything.
Well, I'm just gonna say this. So a lot of people would.
You know what it seems like to me? It's like she's
like a anime character.
No, it's like a.
I don't know. Like
it's like the pagan girl in high school.
Oh my god.
Place.
That's what it reminds me of, like the girl who was Wiccan in high school.
Yep.
Not me. It doesn't remind me of anything. That's the problem. It doesn't have any backstory to it. It doesn't have any kind of substance. Like, it's just nothing.
I don't know what she reminds me of. She just... What is she supposed to be? What's her gimmick supposed to even be? Like, what do they try to pull off?
That's what I mean. I don't get it. There's no story to it.
Okay.
Ember Moon? Even her name. Like...
Straight, think of her last name.
Do they know what an Ember is?
It's got moons.
I wish that she would just go by her real name and just be herself.
Yeah.
10 times better.
Does she really need those contacts too? And what's the thing when she comes out and she like screams or like...
I don't know.
I don't know what she does. She's like she's trying to howl at the moon. Howl at herself. Like, it makes no sense. I don't know. She's like, ah! So I don't fucking know what she does. I don't understand it either. I mean, I don't know what they trying to pull off with her. Or what's her gimmick even supposed to be. What Ember Moon is even supposed to mean. Like, what the fuck is an Ember Moon? What is that?
That's what I'm saying. Just
it sounds like a porn star name. It sounds like a fucking showgirl name. Welcome in Ember Moon.
Tonight we're gonna have an Ember Moon up in here.
You're a sexist.
Turn the lights down, baby.
No, it's just how it is. It's just with those showgirls and shit. They just put two names or one name together and just like makes no sense. But sounds.
That's how all names work. Oh, okay. Got more details. They put two names together. That's how all names work.
Yeah.
Well, two random
like
names, like
Sheepshifter,
random things. Like
Streetkilln. It's all two names put together.
Well, it's not really. Like, it's kind of separated, but like together. You know what I mean? Never mind. Let's just move on to an actual match.
Yep, it was a Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler match.
And I was expecting to see Dean Ambrose against Drew McIntyre in his first match back.
Yeah, I know, me too.
What are they doing to poor Dolph? First he drops the title, and now Dean just comes back and defeats him. And that's why I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen with Dolph and Drew moving forward, because they just had Dolph lose back to back.
Doesn't it kind of seem like Dean has a different style, more like a power style?
I was just gonna say, his fighting style's a little bit different.
I thought that was.
I mean, they weren't even saying it. The announcers were even saying it.
Yeah.
It was definitely
that his fighting style's a little bit different.
He's a little bit more ripped, definitely. Well, I mean, we noticed that the other week, but it definitely shows now that we got to see his in-ring return. So I'm hopeful for Dean Ambrose and a revival in his career and popularity. Because I'm a big Dean Ambrose fan. He was probably one of my favorite before he got hurt.
Yeah, same.
And then I kind of, lost him in the shuffle.
He was like the new gen Stone Cold.
That's what I thought of him as. Yeah.
I feel like Dolph Ziggler gets treated by the WWE like he's the WWE side chick. Like they're like, we're gonna show you a little bit of love.
Give you
but,
a little taste.
Wait, Dean Ambrose is back. We could reunite the Shield, so we don't need you now.
Yeah.
Daddy's home. Just push you back to the side.
But isn't that his whole thing anyways? Like, isn't that his whole thing with Dolph Ziggler? Like, you don't need flashy moves, flashy entrances, like, flashy this, flashy that. It's just all about skill for him. So.
Well, what happened to, he was Intercontinental Champ, and Drew was going to go after the Universal title, and they were taking over, and things
I don't know,
change,
man. There's still a lot of gaps will need to be filled, and a lot of who's and what's and whatnot. It's just like there's a lot of things that can happen now. I mean, the Shield can fit into practically anything if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Any situation the Shield can fit in. It's just because how the Shield is, and like their writing for the Shield is just great, and that's why a lot of people love the Shield. It's because it's great writing. It's a great team.
Drew, Dolph, and Braun versus the Shield coming up. 6-man tag action next week. Look at it.
But yeah,
I'm done.
I agree. Yeah, I agree that Dean Ambrose does have a new style. I mean, it's not a big like change, but there's different things that he's doing. His fighting style is not completely the same as it used to be, and I don't know, like he doesn't really seem much of a lunatic fringe to me right now.
He's probably not.
It's his return to society.
Yeah, it's a different thing now.
You think like it's maybe like a rehab type thing? You know what I'm saying?
Something like that.
Something like that. Like, you know, he was in like a mental state. Like his, you know, lunatic fringe is a mental state of disability, and maybe you know
this society is like he's cleared his head and
yeah, I get that.
I see that, yeah.
I see it. I see it, my friend. All right. So, the person that hasn't watched Raw, you have anything to say? Oh wait, he doesn't exist. So yeah, we can move on.
Wow, Street. Let me just say this. I watch it. Yep, I'm just gonna block you now. Don't worry what you said.
Oh my God!
Street, I
just want to say, Ragnarok. Ragnarok said Renee cut his balls off.
Oh God!
That's why I was out for so long.
Yep.
Yeah, Ben, you have anything to say?
Let's just move on.
What?
Please.
You're not surprised, or you don't have any detail to say about Dean Ambrose?
No. Okay, I will say this, guys. I do actually agree, like, what you meant by, like, that he has changed. Like, some of the power moves, yeah, I know, like, I haven't seen this match yet, but I need to start like, watching Raw again, but, you know, like, I don't know. I don't really know, like, what.
Alright. Interesting
You tried.
Yeah, it's not my fault that, like, you know, that I don't watch Raw. It's not my fault I don't watch Raw.
No, it's 100% your fault. That's the only person whose fault it is.
It's the only podcast for a reason.
One person to blame, Ben. It's you. Okay, so moving on. This leads into Curt Hawkins versus Elias, and when I talk about a match, what a match! This is probably the match of the year. I am super excited for all of this. This is great. I'm being very sarcastic, but this was a really good thing. I thought that Hawkins might win.
I think Curt Hawkins is like almost a wasted talent. I think he's very talented. I mean, he's good on the mic. I like this little God. I like his little promo.
Return to society with abilities. He's a Marvel Universe character.
But yeah, I like Curt Hawkins' mic skills.
I agree.
He's not a terrible wrestler. He just doesn't get to wrestle any longer than a minute. I think they're saving him for something big. Something big's got to come out of this.
It has to. It has to.
He's not gonna just lose forever.
Maybe
I don't know. That might be his thing. That might be the gimmick.
Forever though? Nothing lasts forever.
No, this does.
Unless they're trying to break some sort of record. But they already broke a losing streak record already. So I don't know what they're trying to break.
They're gonna make it impossible to match.
Which one is it? Which one is it though?
What record do you think it is, Ben? What record could Curt Hawkins possibly have?
Oh, I don't know.
Losing streak record.
Yeah, but like, who has the current one at the moment?
Curt Hawkins has the current losing streak record at the moment. No one else in WWE history has a losing streak like that. I mean, there's people with a lot of losses in the WWE, but they also had a few wins here and there. I mean, unless they're trying to break for the most losses, but that's around like the thousands of losses from a person. Like if you look up who has the most losses in the WWE, it'll be somewhere in 1,000. That's why I remember the last time I searched it up. So unless they're going for like a whole record of like a losing streak up to 1,000, I mean, I guess that's something. But they already broke a losing streak record already, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anybody else have thoughts on this match? So the next match was Titus Worldwide versus Authors of Pain. I'm kind of going to breeze through this one. I don't really have any thoughts or opinions on this because I've seen it enough times to know that I don't care. It's taken way too long to get through. They should have maybe 2 matches at most. Other than that, nah, I'm done. If anybody else has something they want to add, they'll feel free.
Was this a squash match?
I have nothing to add to the match, but I think in recent weeks it looks like maybe we're gonna get Titus Worldwide breakup. Thinking maybe Apollo Crews and Dana Brooke are gonna go their own separate ways and leave.
Good, because you know who needs work in a solo career? Apollo Crews. God damn.
And then what if we see maybe like, I think that AOP has become stale. I think the Bludgeon Brothers are more entertaining than AOP. Without a manager to back them up, they're just boring in my opinion. I think, what if they get a little bit of a face turn and they join Titus Worldwide?
No.
Think about that. No?
No. Titus Worldwide just needs to end. It's not doing it. Unless it grows. I don't think it's
I don't think they're just gonna bury Titus. I think he's gonna be around.
I don't know. Lots of better people have been future endeavored. So.
AOP. Titus Worldwide. This just needs to be over. I hope we don't get another match with these guys. AOP. I know they can't really do much with AOP at the moment because of where the tag team titles are at this moment and what they're doing with it. I mean, obviously, in our eyes, if we have AOP versus the B team, it's gonna be a squash. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess
the only way that
AOP
works
just...
if Sheep's idea works is the only way that becomes interesting.
Yeah, true. True. I
But
see
I don't
that.
think I think it's just a dream because I'm pretty sure. I don't really necessarily see Paul Ellering getting a contract just for that reason, unless they really want to do it. If they really want to write it out and make it stick.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know either.
It's not a bad idea.
Ain't a bad idea. But I don't think it's an idea that's gonna happen. I just feel like they're just gonna have the B team get squashed. But like, I don't know what other team would actually be a good team to go up against B team and not seem like a squashed match, because I don't know, man.
They're just a squashable tag team.
Exactly.
Oh, it's
so they
hard.
If it's hard because, well, here we go. What's the next match?
Next match, actually, it was a promo.
No. The next actual match. What is it?
Scott Dawson versus Bo Dallas.
Okay, yeah, so let me get into that. I know I don't want to like throw this away or anything. I just want to make sure that was the match next. But from what the B team is going through right now, we did see the B team take a loss in Solo's action. So let's say if they do lose the titles to, the Revival, that honestly, in my opinion, I think that would be the worst move ever, because just what the Revival is and how they've been. I mean, they got squashed so many times as well.
That's
and
racist,
I mean,
Reed.
they're
You're
not on a
because
winning
of what
streak.
they are? What do you mean? What are they? You're being racist.
No,
well, then that would lead to AOP versus the Revival.
Yeah, but it still wouldn't be
written all over it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It would
But
lead to
be
that, and then it would be just more boring. It'd just be like, oh wow, who cares? I mean, we see Revival here. Who gives a fuck? I mean, do we give a fuck at this moment? Do you think were you shocked that the Revival actually got a win? I mean, yeah, it was a little bit,
They
we
go
didn't really
hard
think it would happen
all day, all night.
All they did was prove that B team is a better tag team unit than them.
Yeah.
And that they would be better off in singles.
They proved the reason they should break up.
Yeah. They proved that the Revival should not exist.
The Revival needs a big revive. They need to be revived once more and just call the revived rival. and have them like come out all buffed and
just
fucking
be the revived.
They're revived.
They're the greatest survivors.
The greatest. We are revivers. Just have them come out looking like Jinder Mahal. Tag team.
Okay, I'm just saying.
So backing up just a little bit. Before this match, we had the part where Ronda Rousey put Stephanie McMahon in another armbar.
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on that. I don't have any opinions on it. It is what it is. Cool. She's like, they're trying to make her the chick Stone Cold. I get it. It is what it is. Back to this match. I thought are the two matches. We'll cover them both in one.
Yeah, I kind of cover them both in one.
Yeah, I know. No big deal. I didn't think either one of them were particularly impressive matches. I don't really have anything else to add that we didn't cover when we talked about it in SummerSlam. So I hope that it continues on, that the Revival loses in tag team, and this enforces the idea that they should go on to solo competitors, or Scott Dawson can go back to Civil War reenactments.
Oh god.
Something along those lines.
Yep. Should just change his gimmick to like General Lee or something.
So this leads into the main event, which was Roman Reigns and Finn Balor. Braun Strowman showed up as Roman Wayans world.
Roman Wayans?
Yeah, Roman Wayans. Brother? Yeah. He's
the
one
Shield
of those.
versus the Wayans brothers.
Yeah. No, the New Day versus the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, hashtag Roman Reigns. There you go. Hashtag Roman Reigns.
So, back and forth, and basically, this lets WWE get that looming shadow out of the way of Finn Balor's rematch, and it let him do it in a way that it didn't really hurt Finn Balor because there was the distraction of Braun Strowman. So it was a nice tidy things up and a nice little bow and wrapped it up pretty nicely into a pretty good match. And then out of nowhere, the whole Shield thing comes back and it's a Shield bomb.
What was that?
I don't know. It's my sound effect. That's that Shield sound effect. That's what happened.
No,
Yeah. Well, technically, isn't that the Shield's theme music and Roman Reigns just kept it?
Yeah. They just gave it to Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Roman Reigns just stole it. So that's I thought it was a great match especially for a Raw, for a TV match. You don't usually get really good things in the main event, stuff like that on those. So I was really happy for that. So
I just want to
go ahead.
I just want to talk about as well. I think it went a lot better. The Finn Balor and Roman, I think it went a lot better than I was thinking. So I was thinking they're going to screw up this fucking Finn Balor and match he's been all waiting for, I feel like they were just going to screw it up and throw it away in the bag just to piss us off even more because we've been waiting for it and we've been hoping he would get his shot at the title. I figured that they're going to have Finn Balor actually win and then Braun Strowman come out, attack him and cash in and win. And I was like, wow, that would have been come and go and that would have been very fucking disappointing and I would have been pissed off at Raw forever if that would have happened. But it actually went a lot better than I thought. In the reunion of the Shield, it was going to happen. It was bound to happen. I predicted it happening. I'm pretty sure a lot of people predicted it happening. And from what I'm hearing and seeing, doesn't it seem like the Shield is returning to its heel factor? There's a lot of people that are just saying it just looks and seems like the Shield is returning to its heel factor. And it kind of does in my opinion. And I think it would be...
Roman Reigns needs the Shield to beat Braun Strowman.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what because of that point of view of, the Shield coming out to help and whatnot. It's just like, that seems like a very heelish thing to do. And I think it'll be good for the heel Shield to be back. And,
especially with the way it went sour last time. We need a real good reunion this time.
Exactly.
We need shock value. We need excitement.
And that's probably the heel thing we were looking for. And I don't want to bring it up, but I've always been talking about the heel Roman Reigns. The Roman Reigns is going to turn heel. And I think this is a good way to turn Roman Reigns heel. And we've already seen heel Seth Rollins. And, Dean Ambrose is a equal person. He's either a heel in your eyes or a baby face in your eyes. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter for him. But there's so many scenarios the Shield can fit into now, like I was saying. And one of my predictions One of my thoughts that I came up with, I know it's a very far out there, but it kind of makes sense, and it would be interesting to see. You said that if you're right that you know, Kurt Angle is gonna be in ring action again, if that's a true thing, and how Baron Corbin and Stephanie and Triple H, you know, they're kinda against Kurt Angle here. We've seen it multiple times. Maybe Kurt Angle joins the Shield to go after Baron Corbin and Triple H and whoever else in a match, or kind of take on the so-called authority. I just want to throw out there, and I think that'll be interesting. It'll be more action, while we haven't really seen the whole authority come back yet since Seth Rollins and the Samoa Joe thing, and that gave Raw some spice and some action to look forward to see what actually happens. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I was thinking about. Maybe, you know, Kurt Angle joins the Shield to like go after Baron Corbin, because you know how Baron Corbin was always down his throat, and how, you know, Stephanie and Triple H is always down his throat and whatnot. Maybe gets fed up and playing some plot with the Shield. Maybe they ambush Baron Corbin, and then something generates from there. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Speculation.
That's possible.
It's interesting. I could see it happening for maybe like Survivor Series match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Be a good time for
it. My thing was, with the Shield teaming together to take out Braun Strowman the way that they did. On top of that, we've had rumors. I think you guys yourself said you see Matt Hardy not really retiring. I've been hearing that he's gonna be going to Smackdown, teaming back up with Jeff for the whole Woken Matt Hardy brother Nero storyline. Yeah. And then I have to jump ahead here, but we also just got the Bludgeon Brothers dropping the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So I could see here maybe a Wyatt family reunion. Maybe Bray Wyatt, to keep Bray Wyatt going without Matt. You know, he comes out to help Braun Strowman, and then maybe the Bludgeon Brothers come over from SmackDown, because the tag team division on Raw needs some help too. And who better to go up against AOP once they finally dominate and take the titles than the Bludgeon Brothers? You know, and that's long term though. But my whole thing is seeing maybe a Wyatt family versus the Shield rivalry.
I see that.
What do you think about that? You think that would be interesting?
Good.
I mean, are they really gonna bring back the Wyatt family though? I mean, it's kind of.
I mean, maybe just for a little while. Well, what else are you gonna do with Bray Wyatt or the Bludgeon Brothers?
True. I mean, I don't really see
much
of a solo career.
It makes more sense for Bray and the Bludgeon Brothers, because Braun has his own thing.
Yeah.
But Braun also is gonna need some help, right, against the Shield. They're not gonna have Braun just take out the Shield by himself.
Yeah, true. But you know, Braun Strowman is, you know, the Money in the Bank, and they're gonna have to do it further along the line, because they can't really have him being in a tag team. You know what I mean? Like, they gotta kind of focus on the whole Monster in the Bank ordeal here. And if he does win the title, he's not gonna be a part. You know, he's not gonna be teaming up with Bray Wyatt, unless Bray Wyatt, you know, helps Braun Strowman. But why does Braun Strowman need help? You know what I mean? He is the Monster among men. I mean, maybe just for, you know, some kind of, I don't know, like, I don't know how to really say it, but you know, if if the Hardy Boys does reunite together in one show, and Bray Wyatt's by himself, and let's say, you know, the Shield does go after Braun Strowman, and, you know, let's say Bray Wyatt comes out to back up, you know, Braun Strowman as, you know, a former companion and whatnot. It's kind of, you know, giving him, you know, the help he deserves, you know. I mean, did they really part ways in any bad situations? Like, did they have, like, a bad parting? It's like, I believe they would still be friends if they do team up, you know what I'm saying? I don't see a reason why they can't team up. I mean, other than the whole thing I say, you know, Braun Strowman don't really need a tag team partner from, you know, what he is, but I don't know. There's a lot of things that can happen at this point in Raw, and they just gotta get rid of the boring shit and start writing some good shit, you know what I mean?
Take notice of NXT. You know, take notice of NXT.
Yeah, big notice. Take big notice of NXT. Good writers there. Maybe we need Randy Orton to pull his dick out somewhere to get some good writers.
Well, you know, you've definitely seen an improvement in the quality of, like, Raw and the writing since they, you know, obviously started listening to us. You know, when they started listening to Dat Wrasslin Podcast opinions, then things really started improving. Now, if they would completely go with everything we say, fucking gold. Their stock's just gonna continue to soar in the stock market. They'll be right up there with Google and shit, bro. Listen to that Wrasslin Podcast. That's what you need to do.
Definitely.
So let's move right into Smackdown, which kicked off with The Miz and Maurice. This was pretty good. This was really interesting. Brie Bella came out and they ran The Miz and Maurice out. It is a little soon after giving birth for Maurice to be having a match, I guess, but maybe it's not that soon. She had a C-section, though. That's surgery. So, you know, that's cool. I don't care for mixed tag matches, though, so I'm definitely not looking forward to that aspect of it. It's going to be a match that I don't care for during the pay-per-view. And
yeah, the mixed match challenge.
What?
Not mixed match challenge. God damn,
match.
that was so long ago. The mixed match thing. I don't really care for it being on the pay-per-view of Hell in a Cell. Like, who the fuck wants to see a mixed match fucking match in Hell in a Cell? Like, unless it's in Hell in a Cell, an actual Hell in a Cell match, then maybe it'll be a little bit more interesting, but I think save that mixed match bullshit for a pre-show because no one wants to see that. No, I know like people are a big fan of, you know, Daniel Bryan and want to see him in action. A lot of people support him and back him up, but do you really want to see a mixed match in Hell in a Cell?
Bro.
Come on, dude. I'm like, you gotta spice it up. Give us something good.
Hell in a Cell's got mixed tag match written all over it.
It's a mixed match.
When you think of Hell in a Cell, you're gonna think of mixed tag match between Daniel Bryan.
It's gonna be the number one match of the show. Fuck the Hell in a Cell. Fuck the actual Hell in a Cell. It's gonna be the number one match right there. It's gonna be the main eventer of all main events. Oh god. But yeah, other than that, just put it in the pre-show and I'll be fine. You know what happens though when it gets put on the pre-show? I'm not gonna watch it.
It's definitely not gonna be in the pre-show.
Oh,
they're not gonna
make
put
it. I just hope it's
Brie
not.
Bella and The Miz.
Just make it the first, not the first match, but make it like the second match. The first match gotta be a good opener.
It's probably gonna be
like
in about
always.
the same spot that The Miz and Daniel Bryan were on SummerSlam. Somewhere roughly in the middle of the card.
Sorry.
Oh god. don't know. Anyone else got anything to say about this? Miz and Maurice and Daniel Bryan and Bray Mod.
I thought I already gave my opinions on it. I don't care about it.
Ben, anything? Oh yeah, it's
Nothing.
not Nikki Bella, so you don't care.
Okay, so moving on, we got Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton, and I think I might have had a little bit of the SummerSlam mixed up with this match, because this was the match where Jeff Hardy really stepped up his game, and
Yeah.
I thought things were
Yeah.
a lot better. That swanton onto that table from the outside, that was dope, and it gave
Oh yeah.
a little bit of comeuppance for Jeff Hardy, you know, a little bit of, you know,
Definitely.
FU too, you know, so that was pretty nice.
It was good. I liked it. I mean, it definitely was a lot better than his match at SummerSlam. But I don't know here. Here's the issue I have with this. I kind of understand it's kind of like a revenge type thing. He got all fed up with Randy Orton's bullshit and having Randy Orton try to end his supposed career and whatnot. But doesn't this just backfire at what Randy Orton's supposed to be and what he stated that he's going to be? Or what he stated he's going to do? Like, it kind of just throws Randy back. Like, I don't see Randy... Unless he goes really crazy in the next match and Randy Orton does really take out, you know, Jeff Hardy, maybe he takes out, you know, Jeff Hardy with that punt, the career ender. Maybe they finally bring it back, and that's how he ends Jeff Hardy right then and there, with that punt to the fucking head. And I kind of see that if they do something like that, maybe Randy Orton gets super heated and pissed off, and that move just, you know, gets thrown out there, and Jeff Hardy's done. And Jeff Hardy moves on to whatever with Matt Hardy or whatever they're gonna do. There's so much mixed things with Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy going around. They're saying they're retiring, and then people are saying, oh, they're gonna come back to TNA or whatever, and they're saying this and that. I mean, I think they should just retire. Honestly, they're at a good spot, good point in life to retire. They've done a lot already in all companies like WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor. They've done a lot, and I wouldn't mind them retiring. I don't know about you guys.
You don't think so?
What?
What you just said. You don't think they're retiring?
I don't mind if they retire.
Huh?
I don't mind if they retire.
You don't mind? I think it's time, kinda. I think this last run kind of proves it.
Yeah. If they retire, they retire. I mean, they had a good run, like I said.
It's gonna be another sad moment seeing two more superstars you grew up watching leave the company. So
honestly, it's not gonna be sad for me because I already see it happening, and I already know it's gonna happen. And you can just tell by watching Jeff Hardy that he can't keep doing the shit that he's doing. Surprisingly, he did have a lot in him to pull off what he did on Smackdown. I was surprised he even did it. Maybe, who knows, maybe he took a lot of Vicodin before the match. Who fucking knows? I don't know. Knowing of him, he probably did. And I understand that. I mean, shit. I mean, it was pretty impressive. I liked it. I like what Jeff Hardy did.
It's like what Randy Orton said about him being the last one left.
Yeah.
The generation.
Yeah.
The Hardy Boys would be, if they hadn't left for so many years, would be, you know, the next guys that were there as long. So I'm just saying, like, the generation that I grew up in, it's all almost gone.
Yeah, I agree. Same here.
It's all new faces now.
That's true.
Yeah.
They're getting old, you know. I guess that's how you know, although, you know, I guess my parents weren't wrestling fans, but, you know, if they were, they'd probably feel the same way, you know, during our generation of wrestlers, the Attitude Era and all that.
Yeah.
That's why my mom doesn't really watch it. Like, if I'm watching it and she happens to be around, she'll kind of glance and whatever. I don't know this guy. Who's that guy? She doesn't really care anymore. But that's where I got my wrestling, or where I got interested in wrestling was my mom.
Yeah, I agree.
Mom,
like,
my mom literally had, like,
wrestling.
She wouldn't work on, like, Mondays or Fridays or whatever it was back in those days when I was a kid. She had those days scheduled off just so she could watch wrestling, and she was super hardcore into it. But she doesn't care for it anymore. I don't blame her, honestly. I'd much rather, I prefer that generation myself. But any of us, I know this is off topic, but here's a quick note. Anybody who, whatever generation you grew up in watching, you're always gonna prefer it, and you're always gonna compare it. You're always gonna be like, this is stupid. It's
and
not,
that's why we have, you know, when people grow older and they're like, oh, these goddamn kids and their cellular devices
you guys are
and tablets.
Wrong. I think that the generation in 2035 is the best.
2035.
Yeah, that's the best generation.
But yeah, I have to agree with Soul though, because that's how I got into wrestling. My parents used to watch it. Well, my mom and my stepdad and my actual dad used to watch wrestling. My dad still does to this point, and that's why I still keep up with it. If it wasn't for him watching it, then I'd probably won't keep up with it, because my mom gave up on watching wrestling a while ago, after basically the Attitude Era was done. She was done with the whole wrestling, and I mean, I grew up around, you know, I think when I was like maybe 4 or 5 is when I actually remember like watching wrestling. Maybe 6. I don't know. I was very, very young at the time, and I remember watching it every freaking time it would come on. We would just get to the sofa, watch it, and like I used to be a big fan of The Rock and Stone Cold. I mean, every time The Rock came out, I would try to do the eyebrow thing, and I would practice doing it all the time until I could actually do it. And I would show my mom it and everything. She's like, "Wow, you can do it." You know what I mean? It was pretty good. It was pretty fun to watch. I mean, should have I been watching it? I mean, I shouldn't have. But shit, my mom didn't care. I mean, Attitude Era was pretty intense.
I was watching that shit when I was like 6, 7 years old, watching people doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And
I know.
It didn't make me a terrible person, or didn't affect my judgment on things in life.
Yeah. I mean, it is going a little bit off topic, saying, you know, people watch all this violence and shit, and that's why we have so many violence in societies, because what people watch, and you know, they take after what they see, and that's just a lot of bullshit. It's because, you know, we have all these games and shows and shit. That doesn't mean if you watch it or play you're gonna be that person. You're gonna actually go try out and do all this shit. I mean, yeah, there's a couple morons out there that do, like, oh, I want to, you know, imitate this. I want to do this. I seen this here. Let me do it. And, you know, that's why wrestling has that whole disclaimer, too, is like, don't try this at home, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, people are still stupid, and they still do it.
Hey, I wrestled on a trampoline. I loved it. One time I put a kid in a Boston Crab so hard he shit himself. He wiped his ass with his sock, threw it on the roof, and ran home.
I know we're way off topic right now from the match.
Moment of my life.
That's just an average day in Arkansas.
Greatest day of my life. So the Boston Crab is it's an effective laxative. I'm just saying, Boston Crab. You ever constipated? It'll get that shit right out, literally.
Well, everything in Boston is full of shit.
Ooh,
fuck you.
You and their crabs.
You're an asshole. Asshole. Ooh. But yeah, I mean, we're off topic for a reason, because Naomi versus Peyton Royce, who gives a shit, right? You guys actually want to talk about it? That match, Naomi versus Peyton Royce?
Just trying to get Peyton over.
Technically, only 1/3 of this match even existed, so...
I know, I thought it was kind of odd seeing Naomi just flopping around the ring by herself. I think she's got crazy.
You know what I'm saying? When they announced Peyton Royce, I'm like, where is she? I don't see her.
Wow.
Look at the last word of the analysis on Bleacher Report. Where is the question officials must answer?
Yeah, where did Peyton Royce go?
There's still people in the arena right now waiting for this match to start.
Oh.
You know what gets me the most is when they announce Peyton Royce or Billie Kay or the Iconics, and they show the camera angle of the ramp, and it's just like nothing's there, and they just show that angle for like 5 minutes, and you wonder why they're showing that angle. Because they're like, what's going on?
And all the fans are like staring.
It's like,
what are they looking at?
It's like, is that John Cena? Is John Cena here? He's like, I can't see you.
Alright.
So, yeah,
anyways.
the thing that I see next is Becky Lynch and her heel turn address. Her State of the Union, I guess, following her heel turn. Like I said, everybody else seems to think that it was great, but I went over my beefs with this, and the last thing is just, I just can't believe it. I just can't make myself, I mean, I want to, but I just can't make myself fall for it. It's not believable to me. And they were like, oh, she looked perfectly valid in her arguments and stuff like that. I was like, it didn't seem that believable to me, but I guess it went off that way. The fans sure didn't seem to believe it.
I got a lot to say about this, but keep going.
Go ahead, because I already said all I got to say, and I don't want to take up any time that you guys could be saying stuff about it. So what you got?
Oh no, if you got anything else, put in there.
I don't have anything else, I don't think.
Alright. So, this supposed heel turn is to me, because so this is what we see so far is the whole, kind of attack on Charlotte at SummerSlam, getting all pissed off and releasing her anger. Yeah, that was good. That was all good. But this promo, man, I gotta say, it was kind of cringy, bro. Because it's like she comes out there and she's like, wah, I was supposed to be in this match with just Carmela, but no, Charlotte had to come in and ruin everything. Wah, wah, wah. Kind of pulling Iconics on right there from what I'm saying. But that's what it sounds like. It's like she's just complaining and she's just crying about it. It's like, God damn, are you going to be a fucking crybaby heel? It's just like, come on, dude. Like, I understand the point in view of where she's coming from. Yeah, it was supposed to be a 1v1, but then it turned into, like, a triple threat, okay? But then she goes on about, oh, but nobody was supporting me. There was no hashtag whatever. Like, what is going on? It's just like, come on, dude. It's just like, why is this so cringy and weird? It's just like... Couldn't they do something better with her than just having her come out there and complain most of the time? Because that's what she was doing, was just complaining and complaining. I mean, yeah, she did have some points in her complaints, but still.
The only thing about this that I didn't like is the whole turning against the fans aspect. It was great until that point. I'm fine with the whole... being frustrated. I don't see it as she was crying and complaining. I get the frustration with Charlotte coming in and getting involved in the match. And then she did her finishing move on Becky and pinned Becky. Like, she literally stole it from Becky personally. So I get the whole being frustrated with Charlotte.
No, I get that too, but...
You stole my moment. But when it turned into nobody was supporting me, there was no hashtag, that's when it got a little odd to me. Because that's not necessarily true, because the WWE Universe has been begging and crying for Becky Lynch to become champion. So that part seemed like lazy writing and forced writing, and they made her go out there and do that. And that part of it is bad. I don't think it should be Becky versus the WWE Universe. It should be purely frustrated with her friend. Her friend stole her moment from her, and she's had enough of Charlotte still in the spotlight, and it's her turn.
I understand that.
It should stay there. It shouldn't go into a big whole, nobody cared, nobody supported me, blah, blah, blah. Like, that was too much. They put too much in
definitely too much on there.
Like, leave it simple. Leave it between her and Charlotte. Let's have a good little rivalry. We're going to get some good matches out of them because I think they're the two best in-ring performers in the women's division in the entire company. So we're going to get some good matches from them. So just leave it there. Don't try to make Becky turn on who she is. Don't make her something she's not. She doesn't need to be anti-fan. She doesn't need to be like a Kevin Owens. The fans can still root for her and still love her even though she's going after Charlotte. They can still like both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're doing too much. That's the problem I have with it.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know. I don't know. I'm on equal grounds with the whole thing, honestly. It's just gotta have better promos for her, in my opinion.
What are equal grounds?
Huh?
You said you're on equal grounds with this one. What are equal grounds?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'm on equal grounds.
He's on equal grounds.
I'm on equal grounds of their opinions.
This new terminology. This new terminology is baffling to me. Okay.
On equal grounds of both sides of the story, the fucking thing. Like, it's either bad or it's good. I don't fucking know. I'm on equal grounds. Fuck it.
Alright, let's move on.
Alright, the next
match.
What?
Move on to what?
The next match.
Oh, yeah, the next match.
Another mixed
Why
tag
did I think that was the last
podcast,
thing?
Right?
Honestly, I thought that was the last thing.
So the next match was another mixed tag match. Rusev Day and Lana Day versus Andrade and Zelina. And this one was Aiden's chance to shine again and finally get some... I've been feeling really bad for Aiden.
Did we just talk about this?
No.
This match, no. No, we didn't talk about this match.
No, we talked about it on SummerSlam.
Oh, was this the same match that was on the kickoff show of SummerSlam?
Yeah, but this time Rusev Day won, or Rusev won because of Aiden English.
Yeah, because of what's his face was gonna get a chair and he pulled the chair off.
It's just stupid. It's just they wasted all those weeks of hinting towards turning on Aiden ruining stuff, and now he's just.
Well, maybe they want him to leave on a good way. Maybe they want him to leave in a good way. I mean, if we have him leave, making Lana and Rusev look bad. It's just bad. Maybe they were going for something, and then they just canceled it and just figured like, hey, nah, let's have Lana and Rusev back in line.
A total 360.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they had something, but then they just canceled whatever they had. Maybe they're fucking brainstorming and plotting did not go.
Rusev and Aiden is gonna be the male Bailey and Sasha storyline. And they're gonna be all, you made me lose, no, you made me lose. So I was trying to do the best for you. No, you worry what you think of me for yourself. But,
oh no, you guys don't think Rusev's gonna leave Lana for Aiden?
Maybe, maybe.
Shit.
That would be the dumbest thing a person's ever done in the history of doing things.
Sound.
Wow. Yeah. WWE.
So we're gonna get Rusev Day for
they're all about firsts, you know. They got to do these first.
Yeah, so. First ever.
First ever. You know, let's go there. Let's not.
right? And never mind. It's not. I'm not gonna go into detail on this. If we want to keep our channel, we should just move on.
Definitely.
Yeah, unless Ben got something to say. Ben?
No, I've got nothing to say about this.
God, why are you here, Ben? Why are you here?
He's not here. He's a figment of our imagination. He's
I told you guys,
that the three of us created in our own heads.
He's just a mental patient in Reno who's convinced himself
he's there
Australia.
to say and act the way that we should, so that we don't have to.
We're having a shared hallucination.
Yeah, we're having a shared hallucination. We're all in the Matrix.
You know how
we're all connected.
On every WWE live programming, there's 3 commentators, right? Yeah. But there's always a 4th that you just can't see. And that's big. He's our 4th guy. He's the 4th wall.
Dun, dun, dun. Alright, so moving on, you had AJ Styles' interview.
Wendy! Which I actually did see this. I did see it.
Oh, then Ben, tell us all about it, please.
Yeah, come on, Ben.
You finally got something that you had. Let's go. Shine.
Your moment.
Let's go. Go, Ben. Okay. Take over the show. What happened?
I can't actually like this. I kind of liked it.
Okay, give the rundown on what happened.
So Renee Young, she actually, I don't even know because I did see this, and now I've completely just forgot about what just happened.
Oh, you blew it. You had one moment. You blew it.
Okay, so here's just a little bit of a summary of this. So AJ Styles started talking about what happened at SummerSlam, that he lost his temper. Of what Samoa Joe said, and then he said he will beat Samoa Joe probably the next time he sees him. Samoa Joe attacks AJ Styles, and says that thing again. Oh, Wendy! oh my God, that was the
shout out to Wendy. We love you. I love your burgers. They're really good.
That was the best thing of Smackdown. I
like the 4 for 4.
Like what Samoa Joe has done. Okay.
I mean, that's the meme, bruh. That's the thing with Samoa Joe. He's gonna be mentioning Wendy so many times. It's gonna be hilarious.
If he does that, if he does that like every week.
I love it. It's too good. Just the way he says it, it's just too good. I like it. Oh boy.
Yeah, Daddy's already gone night night. Oh. That promo. That promo. Yeah.
Daddy's already gone night night. It's good. I love it. I love what they're doing with Samoa Joe. And this whole rival, and all his promos, I should say. It's really good, and they should keep up with it and keep going. I don't know how long it's gonna be going for, but most likely till Hell in a Cell. Who knows after that? But
yeah, they're doing so well.
I think this is the first. Ever since I started watching wrestling again, which has been like 2 years now, this is the first rivalry that I've actually been genuinely interested in and really caring to tune in to see in the past 2 years. There hasn't really been anything else that I've really believed or cared about. This is the only rivalry that has value to it for me personally. I mean, I liked AJ and Shinsuke because I really liked Shinsuke when he came to WWE. I still like Shinsuke. I don't like the idea of AJ and Shinsuke, but I feel like they dragged it out way too long. I like Jeff and Shinsuke too, but that would have been better when Jeff was in his prime.
Definitely.
So yeah, the next match was the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers rematch for the Tag Team Championship.
It's a new day, yes it is.
You done slapped the wrong jack now, sucker!
God. Why? Why?
This is good because of, I mean,
I'll tell you why.
This is good.
You want
This
Daddy
is
to
good.
tell you why?
That's good.
It's not good.
You want me to tell you why, Street?
The Hammer stuff was
not
bad. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him.
The New Day is relevant, baby.
Fuck the New Day.
Okay, there's that one word again. Soul.
He used it properly, though.
I used it
That's
properly.
what you said. No.
I used it properly, though.
Well, you always like freaking like, you always freaking comment.
That's because you guys use it improperly.
No, we say it correctly. You don't know. Saying.
Well, actually, I was watching a show the other day, and there's a study, and it's called some kind of effect, and it's an actual thing where when someone knows what you mean, even though you're not using the proper term, it's alliteration or something, some kind of effect. So you know what we mean. So get off your high horse there, grammar Nazi Steve.
My name's not Steve. I'm Soul.
It's
I know. I just threw the Steve in there for some odd reason. It felt right to go with grammar Nazi.
Soulamazin.
Boy, I don't know. Are you talking to me or are you talking to the other guy?
I'm talking to you.
Now I'm confused.
You think that you're better? Wait. that was
What in the fuck was that?
What the hell, man? You have nothing to say all podcast, and all of a sudden you come up with
Holy
this.
shit. I just like,
I thought he was doing a street impression.
that was really
No,
freaky.
that was a terrible DX impression.
Ben, do that one more time.
Do it again.
No.
Come on.
No,
Do it
no.
again. That
Do
was
one more
great.
time. One more time.
That's the best
One
thing.
more time.
This is the best thing you've ever done for the podcast.
That was a terrible DX impression I was trying to do.
Dude,
I feel like your new character should be, you should just do that all the time. Anytime you're ever live streaming or anytime we're on the podcast, you just randomly do that.
I'm not doing that again.
Come on, Ben. Do it, Ben. Come on, Ben. Do it.
You think that you're better?
No. It didn't match that first one. Doesn't have that
Don't ruin
intensity.
it. You know, it's too forced. It's way too forced. I thought
Ben,
it
you have to
was
say it
natural as
naturally.
real.
Say it naturally, not force it. Say how you would say it without forcing it.
Well,
Just go for it.
Like you're talking to the mirror.
He
Act
almost
like we're not
sounded.
even here.
Yeah, just
you think that you're better?
no.
That was worse than the second time.
Yeah, that was worse than the second time. What are you doing, Ben?
Getting gradually worse each.
Ben, I don't think you should join WWE. Your promo skills there just gets worse and
Yeah,
worse.
you're worse than Baron Corbin.
God
Wow.
damn.
Okay.
He needs to practice better.
Okay.
So, yeah. New Day retained through use of foam hammers.
Retain.
Yeah,
Yeah, retain.
they won them at SummerSlam,
They were-
sucker. You done thought of the wrong match now, sucker!
What? No, they didn't.
No, they didn't win at SummerSlam. What are you
They didn't
talking
win it.
about?
They didn't win the title.
Oh yeah, they were disqualified. That's right. I'm tripping.
Dummy.
Ah, y'all got it.
Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
All right.
Look, yeah,
There's
it's
another
late, I'm
R
tired.
word that you don't use properly. See?
Retarded?
You didn't. No, retain. You can't retain something. That
I
you
know.
didn't win.
But that was because I thought I for some reason I thought they won at SummerSlam there.
Yeah,
I forgot
learn your
about
R
the
words, guys.
I forgot about the disqualification there for a second. So sorry about that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was glad. The New Day is cool. I still like the New Day. I think they got plenty
Sheep
of
is all
gas
mixed
left in the
up
tank.
today.
Yeah.
He's all shifted.
It's all those mixed tag matches, man. You know, too much mixing going on.
Yeah.
This
Yeah, I know what you're mixing.
And you know what else I thought? Another thing I took away from this match I thought was impressive was they won it without Big E. It was nice to see Kofi and Xavier beat the Bludgeon Brothers. The two smaller guys defeated the Bludgeon Brothers.
Absolutely.
With Big E injured, he didn't even have any kind of effect on the match at all.
I agree, 100%. So, the last thing here, let's move on into NXT. It was a really short thing. You had Deonna Purrazzo.
Yeah, only two matches.
Versus,
two matches.
That's what I just said, Ben. Got Deonna Purrazzo versus Bianca Belair. Belair defeated Purrazzo in a pretty decent little match. But the thing here that I don't agree with at all was this chick's supposed to be in the Mae Young Classic that's coming up and hasn't aired yet, and she's already lost, and that's like completely goes against all logic.
Why would you put her in a match before the Mae Young Classic?
Why?
Starts?
Why not? Why just because now as soon as that
why
match
even
happens,
put her in it now? Why not just make her an active superstar in NXT?
Yeah, as soon as that
big deal, you've already given her a match against arguably one of the top women superstars on NXT. Mm-hmm. Why not just leave her there? Why even put her in the Mae Young Classic? Give that spot to somebody else. Which is stupid.
Exactly. My problem, was just that. I mean, the Bianca Belair is decent. A little hair gimmick is okay. It'll get old quick, I'm sure. But she's also really athletic and has some pretty good power. Like she's done some pretty good moves from what I've seen. I don't know that I care for her character or anything that much, but and she also recently married Montez Ford, so I guess that gave her a couple points because I do like the Street Profits.
Same.
The next match, I mean, unless anybody else has anything they want to say about this.
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't see it. So.
Yeah, the next match was United Kingdom Championship match as Pete Dunne versus Zach Gibson. And I'll be honest, I've watched both of these matches at work. So literally, like, the phone was like in my pocket most of the time, and I'm listening to it and looking when things were getting loud and going crazy. So I got to watch most of it, and there were some really good spots here. Some blood spots. Pete Dunne getting his mouth guard knocked out, and a whole big thing about that. It was good. Almost every match that Pete Dunne's in is a damn near one of the best matches you can see. He's one of those guys that you just can't be disappointed, like Dolph Ziggler or Seth Rollins. It's kind of the same with Tyler Bate, but Tyler Bate's a little bit less interesting. You know, he's kind of like, yeah, whatever. I think he needs to develop a little bit more, but Pete Dunne is just
a little more of a
great
personality.
Character.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's just a great character. Even when he's just a complete dastardly asshole, people just still love Pete Dunne for some odd reason. And I didn't really see that coming because I watched the UK tournament and I didn't really like him at first. It didn't.
I didn't either when I first seen him.
And it like 2 matches in, I was sold. Something like that. It didn't take very long until I was sold. I was like, this dude's an asshole, but I think he's probably playing the closest character to himself that he can.
Yeah.
He's probably pretty much like that, I can imagine. So that was literally all. Oh yeah, Pete Dunne retained against the Zach Gibson. I really don't like the Zach Gibson guy. The best of the greatest in Liverpool or whatever. Liverpool's greatest. don't know. Maybe he'd get along with Kona Reeves or something. I don't like this dude. He's just. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe maybe that makes him a good heel. Maybe not.
Sheep, can I just say something?
Actually, I have a
You just did.
friend at work that's a big wrestling fan, and he went to NXT live event last month, and he said he likes Kona Reeves because he saw him live, and he said that Kona Reeves was like really funny and entertaining at the live event. Like he was making fun of people in the crowd and stuff, and it was like he said it was actually funny. Like he was actually like pretty cool.
Well, we haven't got to see that.
I think I may have mentioned that before.
I don't think so, but we haven't got to see it, on TV. We haven't seen that. So.
Sheep, I'm going to say this.
Okay.
Yeah, thank God that you have. Thank God you have not seen any of his matches from the Defiant Wrestling.
I have watched some of his matches, Ben. What do you think? I've never watched anything other than WWE in my entire life. No, I watched the UK show that the UK tournament that led up to this, and I kind of went and did a little bit of watching on some of these other guys that seemed interesting, but no, I watched a couple of his. I just don't care for him. I don't care for that particular type of heel. So, yeah, no, it is what it is.
All right, guys. Well, Soul's gonna get out of here.
Alright, so take it easy.
The heelish.
We'll run over a couple of rumors and stuff before I head off. Where'd Street go?
Alrighty.
I'm here.
Peace out, guys.
Okay.
Don't
take
worry.
it easy, man.
Okay, I do have a little bit of a meme I have to talk about right now. I did post in Discord. Man taken into custody after telling bar patrons he was WWE's The Undertaker. Tried to tombstone the bouncer. Oh my god. Yeah, I put it in Discord Street. Have a quick look.
GG.
You'll probably see what I'm trying to talk about.
Yeah, but people can't see it, Ben.
Okay, so in interesting things, yeah, we have the NXT UK Women's Championship has been unveiled. Pretty dope looking belt.
The what?
The NXT UK Women's Championship belt.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it actually.
It looks pretty good. Kind of like the women's version of the men's UK belt.
Oh wow.
Also, there was the rumors about Kurt Angle coming back for maybe the Super Showdown or something else. Neville is officially no longer under contract with WWE.
Yep, and apparently Wade Barrett has actually gave him an invitation to join his program for professional wrestling.
And in 2K19 news, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne were just announced for WWE 2K19. Yep. That's pretty interesting because with that comes the belt. So we can guarantee that we're going to get official versions of the NXT UK Championship. I don't know if we'll get the women's and stuff. Probably not, because this game's probably going to be dated back about probably January.
Right.
It'll be about WrestleMania. Yeah. Like right before WrestleMania, I think, or maybe right up to WrestleMania, is where it starts.
Wait, hang on. Okay. Here's a question about 2K19, very quickly. Was Velveteen Dream there at near WrestleMania?
No.
WrestleMania or whatever.
No.
Wait, I meant Velveteen.
No.
I meant Velveteen Dream.
No.
Talk about the one and only Velveteen.
No.
Really?
No.
Oh, apparently
no.
also Jack Swagger claims he can
Swag
bounce Brock Lesnar. Yeah, he can bounce Jack's. Oh God, now I'm gonna say it wrong.
Damn, way to butcher his name.
Sorry, Jack Swagger. Okay, yeah, he actually. So Jack Swagger claims that he bounced Brock Lesnar's forehead off the mat if they wrestled against each other.
Oh wow. Yeah, I seen that. Anything else we got? We got. I don't know. If we talked about this, I don't remember when it was. About Eric Rowan having surgery to repair arm injury. Yeah, Eric Rowan from the Bludgeon Brothers.
So do you think like that's the reason why they lost the tag team championships? Because of that specific injury?
I'm not sure. I haven't really went to look at the whole article.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look at it again.
Oh, hang on. Here is a little bit of a thing that you may know, Street. WWE superstar Xavier Woods breaks Guinness World Record.
Who?
Xavier Woods.
No, Xavier Woods didn't break the record. Up, up, down, down broke the record for being the most subscribed to celebrity YouTube channel. It's like such a niche little thing. Like I'm like whatever. Most subscribed to YouTube gaming channel, so not the most subscribed to celebrity channel, not the most subscribed to gaming channel, not the most subscribed to wrestling channel, but it's all the combinations of those things put together. That's not necessarily something that qualifies as a big deal to me. I think we'll wait for Street to come back because I got one little piece of stuff, but he might not come back. Who knows? So what you got, Ben? Anything else? No other news you got?
Yeah, I'm just checking. Like,
just checking.
Yep, very quick.
Oh yeah.
My other piece of news. So this was not really news, more so as just a funny little thing. Luke Gallows posted that him and Nia Jax were dating. Turned out to be a rib. He wasn't really. They weren't really dating. I think like 2 days later they posted that they had mutually split up and went their separate ways, and hoped that everyone would respect their privacy in these troubling times. Something similar to that.
Yeah.
It was a funny little thing. And it made a few little headlines, not necessarily, big time headlines, but it made some waves. I found it, so people were laughing at it and thought it was interesting. Thought it was cool. Yep. So, I don't got anything else. Anybody got something?
Well, just to go back on what I said about Eric Rowan, he did suffer this injury at SummerSlam, so this is probably why they dropped the titles.
Well, so I don't know. That match may have already been decided that way. I think it probably was, because I don't know. When you have an injury like that, shoulder injury, something like that, you don't know that it's quite. You don't know whether it's going to be the end of. You're going to have surgery or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're still thinking you can, because you want to hold those belts no matter what. You want to wait till the doctor says you're gonna have to drop the belts, because if it's only gonna take a month to heal or something like that, you can put it off until then. You can, write it out in story, have singles matches with Luke Harper, for a while or something like that. So. I think they did. I think it was already written that way, and he just found out and decided, had to go get surgery afterwards. So it works because here's why. Because if that was the decision at SummerSlam, because at SummerSlam they didn't lose the belt, they disqualified. They lost the belt on Raw. So I guess maybe there is a little bit of truth to that, but I think that New Day was going to win anyway because of how it took the Bludgeon Brothers having to use weapons and stuff to retain at SummerSlam. The only next logical step was for New Day to win. So it kind of had to happen.
Yep, I get you.
All right. We got anything else to add to this, guys?
No. I mean, unless you want to talk about Goldberg's Twitter being hacked.
His what?
Oh,
It's Twitter.
Goldberg being hacked.
Oh, what
Goldberg's
happened on
Twitter
that?
got hacked.
What happened on it? What'd they do?
Well, they put out a bunch of remarks and threats towards Donald Trump and whatnot, and it was pretty crazy.
They hacked Goldberg's account, and that's what they do? Threaten Donald Trump?
Yep, basically.
You could have had so much more fun with that. Why would you waste
What
it
the
on threatening
hackers
Donald
said,
Trump?
this is one of the things they said to Donald Trump. They called Donald Trump and says, "I challenge you to a fist fight, you spastic shithead. I'll fucking kill you." That's one thing they said.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Pretty intense stuff.
Indeed. Alright, so
Yeah.
I don't think we've got anything else to add to this. Seems like a pretty good stopping point.
Yeah, I guess so.
Catch us
Unless you want to talk, I want to.
What you got?
If you said anything about the Neville no longer with contract,
Yeah.
Did you guys already talk about that?
He's
Yeah,
no
we
longer
already-
contracted. I covered
Oh.
that one.
Alright, I guess we're
Alright.
good.
I was about
What,
to
Ben?
just say that, the whole about the whole Zack Ryder and Curt Hawkins getting their new broadcast thing.
I got one thing actually I want to say to everybody out there in the world.
Oh,
That's all I wanted to say.
Alright, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Dat Wrasslin Podcast. Catch us again next Saturday/Sunday. Same time, same network, same YouTube, same people.
Same networks.
That's right. If we all make it, same people. Depends on if Street's over there, fucking with the power lines and stuff. His meth kitchen blew up down there, so
Oh God.
that's how it goes down there in Boston. The bean factory had an accident. They had to turn on the Jennies. Turn on the Jennies, guys. All right, we're gonna close out here. Catch us later next time. Dat Wrasslin
Peace out.
Podcast out.